Got two people waiting.
Are live.
Welcome, everybody. Go ahead,
Welcome, everybody.
Welcome, everybody. Wait a minute.
Everybody.
Oh, I wasn't muted. I was echoing. Okay, let me get the chat out here.
That's what I'm doing too. All right.
That up here. Okay, let's see who we got. We got Southland Paranormal in the house. Oh, Southland Paranormal says they've never done a panel before. Okay. Okay, so I don't know if they know how to get up onto the panel from the link or not. Mary Towns Place. Hey, Brian and everyone on the panel. DZ, giddy up. Gemma, Autism at its finest grace. Hey. Kenneth, the Kentucky fam. I was hanging out in Kenneth's streams a little earlier.
Yeah, he's got some pretty cool streams, eh?
Oh, yeah. Yep. Mary Towns Place says, hello, everyone in chat.
So we've got DZ, Mary Towns Place, Kenneth the Kentucky fam, Southland Paranormal.
Okay.
Hey, Southland, how's it going?
There's Southland.
Hello, I made it.
Hello.
No.
Look at that. She's not even echoing.
I know, it's perfect.
Awesome.
Working good.
Working great. Yeah, so basically we're touching base, and this EVP stories is every voice paranormal story. So any paranormal that you have dealt with. Now tonight's the Halloween paranormal activity special.
Oh,
You're a repeat.
And yeah, so you guys can tell any of your paranormal stories that you guys have had, any kind of situations you've been in. I know I don't do the Ouija board personally, but I know you guys have studied on those, correct?
yes.
Yeah.
I looked into it quite a bit before I done it because I was kind of, very sketchy about it. It says, that you can't do it alone.
Yeah.
Well, you're not supposed to, but you can. But it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of energy, and I don't always connect. Sometimes you get a spirit and sometimes you don't, basically. But I've had some very weird experiences on there, some spirits begging to be let out, and, just really weird stuff, really weird names, demon names.
And
what's your guys' names? I hate to call you Southland every time I address you.
I'm Melissa.
Okay.
Dave.
Melissa and Dave. Okay, I can remember that. That's two names that I can't mess up. I'm really terrible with names usually, so.
Awesome.
I'm bad with names too, so don't feel bad.
So guys, tell us a little bit about your channel, a little bit about what you guys do, stuff like that.
Okay, so basically the reason we started our channel is because of the stuff that was going on inside our home. One of the first things that happened, we came home one day from work, had just picked the kids up from daycare, came in, and, we had shut the door. We had no windows open. And our son, he had a cup sitting on the counter, and it was half full of water. It went flying across the room. We kind of looked around, and no explanation for that.
We blew it off.
Yeah, so we just kind of blew it off. And we've always been skeptical of paranormal until we lived here.
Now,
okay,
was more skeptical than the other?
Would you say you were more skeptical?
Probably.
I'd say Dave more so than me.
Until I got my ass grabbed by someone that wasn't even in the room.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
I find that is the most thing. The most of the time, the female is affected more than the male, and the male kind of writes things off a little bit more.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, okay, that's okay, whatever. Until something major happens to him, and then he becomes a believer as well.
Right. Yeah.
I got my ass grabbed in the middle of the kitchen, and there was no one in the room.
He turns around and he's like, "Hey, honey." I said, "What?" He goes, "You just grabbed my ass." And I said, "No, I didn't. I'm in here."
Yeah, I find the spirits and that tend to do that to kind of get your attention and see if they can get a hold of you in some sort of way.
Right.
It's creepy though. It
Yeah.
really is.
I mean, we got up one morning and all of our pots and pans were turned upside down on top of the stove. I mean, how did we not hear that? In the middle of the night.
And we blamed each other, of course. And yeah.
Wow.
On our Twitter account, we got some pretty cool pictures of screenshots of our lives. I don't know if you guys seen them or not, but they're pretty.
There's one where
pretty wild.
I was doing a live Ouija session, and you can see.
They're convincing.
You can see there's a man, a tall, dark figure standing behind me while doing the Ouija session. You can see his shoulder, his face.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a really good picture.
Wow.
Yeah. But I do have one in the house that likes to play with me. I mean,
not that way.
No. He likes to mess with my coffee. Every time he, she, whatever. Every time I get a cup of coffee, it pulls my coffee away, pushes it, or it'll twist it, And
I mean, millimeters, not like all the way across the room or anything.
Yeah, it just barely moves it. It's just enough to get my attention, though. The lights always flicker,
Now, that's the kind of ghost I want to be when I die. I want to mess with people. I want like my wife to be smoking a cigarette and you go to ash in the ashtray, and I'll move the ashtray 6 inches to the left or right. Ashes on the table.
Yeah, I've tried to film it. I mean,
yeah, I want a magnetic headstone on my grave marker so I can mess with all the ghost hunters in the cemetery.
That'd be great. I'm gonna so come to your grave.
I try. That's mean. I tried to film.
Why would Stacy do that?
What?
No, never mind.
I try to film these little occurrences with her coffee cups and stuff, and I can't. It looks like to you guys it would look like she was doing it because she has to be touching it.
Yeah.
I can't prove that she's not turning it or moving it, so I don't even post it because it's debunkable.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I'm not going to put anything on there that's fake, ever.
Right. Yeah, like, a lot of people think that a lot of us paranormal people, we put all this fake stuff on and it's all staged, We don't do that.
Right.
None of us do that.
Right. It's because they've never had any of this happen to them.
Exactly.
Dory says, that's the kind of ghost I want to be too.
Yeah.
See, another reason, I mean, we haven't uploaded videos lately. Like, if you guys seen any of our other lives, our main computer was broken. We came home from work. We had a brand new Dell touchscreen, all-in-one computer. So we come home from work, and our computer screen is laying on its face, busted. So it broke, and it's a heavy screen, and nobody was home. We was at work all day, so I had to have it. It's getting repaired as we speak. We have a loaner piece of crap laptop that will not let us upload a video. It won't hold the segments for some reason or something. But so we have to do lives in order to post anything. So that's why we haven't uploaded any videos lately. So that's one reason to put there.
Yeah.
Now, what's some of the scariest stuff you've ever experienced when working with the Ouija board sessions?
I'd say scary. I'd say emotional for you.
It's more emotional for me. I guess I feel, I don't know, when I connect, I really can feel, I don't know, I connected with the spirit one night, and I remember his name. His name was Mike, and he was apologizing to, wasn't it Joe and Paul?
His brothers.
Brothers or something, I guess. And I think I uploaded that video. I'm not sure,
Yeah,
but
did. Yeah,
it's the worst. I don't know that I can explain because I was in such tears, so emotional from that I couldn't even speak. Dave had to finish it, the whole thing out for me.
I had to take the camera and
I could feel all of his pain and everything.
So they call her what? A sensitive? Is that what that's called? That's
yeah.
what we call her.
Yeah.
That's
sensitive.
Yeah. So, and if I'm around her, less things happen. So, like, do you understand what I mean? If it's like it don't like me or it don't try to harm me in any way, it don't do anything like that, but she seems to connect more like if I'm in a different room or something.
Oh yeah.
Stuff like that. It's like it don't want nothing to do with me. It's about her because she's the one drawn. They're drawn to her, not me.
Yeah.
That makes sense too, because you're a male, you're a more dominant figure in the household. Command authority, respect, whatever the case might be. And obviously, there's some.
No, my hand is a
not aggression, but some kind of intimidation from you to it. It's intimidated by your presence.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's kind of how we feel too.
I know we were sitting on the couch one night, and he was sitting on one end, and I was sitting on the other end, and something hit the back of the couch so hard that I jumped.
I kicked it.
And that's probably one of the more scarier things that's happened in here.
The ceramic thing flying off the wall.
But that very same night, we have a lot of mirrors in our living room. Well, I look up and I saw something move through the mirror, and I looked over at Dave and I go, I'm just not even going to say anything. I'm sure I didn't see what I just saw. He goes, well, what did you see? I said, I just saw a shadow move through that mirror right there. He goes, no, I saw it too.
Yeah. See, there's all kinds of myths about paranormal and mirrors. Everything from mirrors can be a portal to spirits can hide in mirrors and come back out at a later time.
Wow.
You can supposedly trap spirits in mirrors by covering it with a black cloth.
Yeah.
Huh.
I don't know how true any of the myths are or, any of that. I've never really researched into it, but I mean, wives' tales and things, there's many different stories about paranormal and mirrors.
We have a ton of mirrors in our living room. They're like a foot wide and like 3 foot tall, and they just kind of go around half of the living room. So there's a lot of mirrors in there. And we live right next door to a cemetery as well.
We went the other direction the other day and found out we live close to another cemetery too. There's one on each side of our house, so maybe that has a reason behind why there's so much activity.
Yeah, so you guys are right close to a cemetery.
Yeah.
2 of them, yeah.
Wow.
One on each side of us.
Yeah, so that would
within like maybe 2 blocks from the house.
We didn't know about the one on the right until like last week. We drove down that way and I'm like, oh my gosh, there's another cemetery.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Dory says, I'll admit I'm on the fence with paranormal stuff, but even I won't mess with a Ouija board. Now, is there anything that you can tell us like to dispel some of the myths around the Ouija boards and things like that? Because a lot of people think that it's it's just bad to mess with. They don't want to take a chance. And
one of my main things that I always say about the Ouija board, it's your intentions. What are your intentions when you're trying to contact a spirit? I mean, if you have bad intentions when you go in there, I feel like, when you're trying to connect, the spirit can, read it can read you.
Yeah.
And it knows your intentions. But you still have to be careful. At all times, you have to let the spirit know you're the boss, you're in control.
Exactly.
You know, never let it get out of control. And if it does, force it to say goodbye and turn your board over.
Yeah. So is it safe to say that if you're a timid person or, say, an unsure person, that you wouldn't advise them to play around with the Ouija board?
Oh, no. No, it's, I'd say it's dangerous. I'd say if you were to do the Ouija board, I would research it. I mean, I did a lot of research because I was very skeptical about it.
Like I said, if I touch it, it doesn't do anything. Like it doesn't want, like you said, it don't want me around. Like, so I let her try it by herself, you know, and I was right there, and it just took off. And that's, you can tell him that part about scaring you too when that happened.
Yeah. Okay. Well, the first time I did it, I had a homemade Ouija board because somebody told me, because of the, you know, all the crap that's going on in the house, you know, you need to get a Ouija board and try that. So I thought, well, I'll just make one, you know, and I kept doing it. I kept doing it. No contact, nothing. I'm like, this is just bullshit, fake, you know, it's not real. Yeah. Well, one night I was sitting in there and it moved so fast across that board. It literally scared me. My heart was racing. And I yelled at Dave. I was like, get in here. And he's like, what? I said, you're not going to believe this. It just moved. He's like, it did not. I was like, sit down. And that was the first time we actually had, you know, movement. So then I went and bought a board. And
so I try to get my phone and try to watch. I mean, I try to get it to where she's on the planchette where you can see she's, you know, the pressure points on the end of your fingertips. Yeah. You have to push on something, or try to get it to where I can show people that she's not putting pressure on this thing whatsoever. And it does take a little bit of pressure to push one across that board.
Oh yeah, it does.
And I try to get that just right, and I can't catch it. You know, I always miss it. Somehow it just seems, you know, debunkable, so I don't post it. So like I said, we're not going to post nothing fake or skeptical. So try to keep the channel real.
Oh yeah, a lot of us do, man. Like a lot are going, well, it's staged. It's there's no way to stage a ghost.
No.
At all.
No.
And we don't Photoshop. I don't know how. I don't do, you know.
Yeah, we're not that good with technology. So, like I said, I've never done a live panel. This is our first live panel.
First live?
Yes, never done one.
Well, that's awesome.
Oh, I mean, wow.
You know, I was sitting around today. I says, well, we need to find some guests for the show tonight. I said, you know what? I kind of want to dispel some of the myths behind like tarot cards and Ouija boards and things like that on the show tonight. I said, now I know Southland Paranormal does Ouija boards. I've been watching their stuff off and on for about a month and a half, 2 months now.
Oh yeah.
And well, thank you.
I don't usually get into the chat too much because I feel like that when I come into people's chats, all of a sudden I have like 100 people going, Ghost Mafia, you know, and it takes attention away from the host of the show.
Yeah.
So I tend to kind of lurk in people's streams a lot more. Once in a while, I'll jump in there just to let them know I'm there and I support their channel. And
right.
But for the most part, when I'm actually like watching your guys' videos and stuff, I'll have it on, watching the video and watching the monitor on another screen and watching this. I'll have like 6 things going on at once, but I'll be watching your channel to see if anything happens to it. And I was like, well, I know she does a lot of stuff with the Ouija board and stuff. I said she'd be a good one to get on the show. I says, and I'll put in a call to Mama Rock. And,
oh yeah,
Mama Rock is going to be coming on here in a little bit. She's actually babysitting right now. She's putting the kids to bed. So she'll be coming up here in a few. And,
that's awesome.
You know, I know that she does like the tarot cards or the crystals cards and things like that.
Yeah, we haven't done any of that. We just kind of stuck with it because it's been working. I mean, I know we need more. You know, we need more content.
We do have several investigations coming up. I have a lady that Well, we were supposed to go today. It was our day off, but it's been raining here all day.
Figures.
Yeah.
Our first one.
She has, some experiences happening there, so we're going to go investigate there.
I'm going to film that one.
A lot of it's in the woods. We did go to a cemetery, and guys, this cemetery, it's the weirdest cemetery I've ever seen in my life. It was more like there were serial numbers on the headstones. And one of the dates on one of them, you could tell it was really old.
Yeah, I cleaned it off.
Yeah.
I showed that I was cleaning it off, and I'll remember the number.
The date was 1200.
12 or 1211, something like that.
Yeah, I just couldn't believe it.
And it wouldn't upload. We could not get it to upload. I mean, on this stupid thing that they gave us as a loaner, won't let us upload anything. I was pissed because it was such a good video. But if it's still on our chip, which I don't know if it is or not, I mean, I can always take it to like a library or something. That's what I was thinking about, like uploading it from somewhere else.
Right.
Yeah, like a library or something like that.
Yeah.
Like find a buddy or something. I'm going to upload this real quick.
Unique Customs in the house. What's going on, Unique?
How's it going, Unique?
Spirit Walking Callie's in here. Emma. Mystic Angel says, I do oracle cards. I'm not sure what the difference is between oracle. I don't really get into like the cards so much, but I know there's several.
Yeah.
There's the tarot cards, the oracle cards, the crystal cards.
I didn't even know there was more than the one. The tarot cards, I never heard of anything different. She don't use.
It's interesting though.
And we always use white candles during her sessions. We don't want anything too negative. I heard anything.
We try for good spirits. We don't want no bad spirits.
Yeah, I don't want nothing bad.
Yeah.
We have had we have a 5-year-old boy, we've heard him in there talking to something, and we're kind of wondering about that.
We keep asking him, who are you talking to? He just goes, nobody. But now, we also, 7 years ago, Dave and I lost a son. He passed away at 4 months. So
sorry for your loss.
Well, we don't dig into it.
Sometimes we wonder if maybe his spirit may be in there talking to him. We're hoping that if there is a spirit talking to her son, that's what it is.
But we don't pry into him. We don't try to. It's kind of weird to try to contact. I mean, it's hard to explain. But
I'm sorry for your guys' loss, Melissa and Dave.
Thank you.
Dan Fear Walker says, I am an empath and auras are my thing. I've known
people's got things. I mean, if it works for you, I mean.
Yeah. It's upsetting,
Christina says, one of the sets I have are Crystal Angel Oracle cards. But yeah, she does the crystal cards too.
Oh yeah. They're really like spot on too, a lot of those cards.
Dan Fear Walker says, we lost our son Declan in December. I think I'm saying the name right. If I'm not, please forgive me. I butcher names on a daily.
So sorry for your loss. Sorry.
Yeah,
and that's why they named their paranormal investigation group Declan.
Yeah.
Hence Declan Paranormal Investigations. Nice.
That's nice. Very nice.
That's a nice name.
Tribute to their son.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went to his grave here a while back, and it's on one of our videos. You guys seen it or not? It's there. But we didn't try to contact him in any way or anything. We just
we haven't tried that yet.
Our other kids, try to understand. They're young, he's 5 and we have a 9-year-old, and we're trying to get him to understand why he's there. And
he would have been 7 today. I mean, right now he would be 7.
So we didn't, I just feel strange pulling out a spirit box and trying to talk to him, and I just don't know how to, if that would seem bad or good, or
I would love it if I could talk to him.
I mean, yeah, of course, but you know, it's just an odd situation. It's just an odd situation to be in.
And he was just a few months old when he passed?
Yes, he was 4 months old.
Okay. I find in most cases it's like after a person passed, it takes some time to adjust before they can even try to communicate. It's kind of like you getting a new laptop with Windows 11 on it. You have to
Right.
use it first before you can actually get on and do anything with it.
The new software always messes you up.
Yeah, I mean, but that's the way it seems like after a person passes away or a family member passes away, it takes some time before they try to contact.
Yeah.
And there's that learning process that they have to go through, as you know, now they're not communicating with their mouths, they're communicating with their essence, and they've got to teach themselves how to be able to do it.
Yeah.
Now with a 4-month-old, that learning process might be even harder,
Right.
being so young, you know what I mean? Then again, it might be a natural thing, because interaction with children, between children, they have their own language before they're able to speak. You know what I mean?
Right.
I know with my kids, like my youngest son didn't learn to talk for the longest time because his brother always did the talking for him, but they had this language between the two of them that the older one understood what the younger one was trying to say.
Yeah, I got a younger brother. We did that too growing up. We had our own language that we tried to make up that our parents couldn't understand.
Oh yeah. I got a twin brother too, and like we did a lot of the same stuff. It was
Like
funny.
we knew what was going on. We knew what we were saying to each other, and she just could not figure it out. It'd make her so mad. It was hilarious, though. Oh, we did it until we were teenagers.
Yeah.
You're right.
So have you guys ever tried like using a Ouija board?
I have not. I've been with people that have. I've been in the room when they were.
Right.
But I always been skeptical of it. I've never heard good things. I've never heard, you know, I always hear bad stuff about Ouija boards. So I tend to stay away from them, shy away from them. Lady Swan says she's
They want to know
Ouija boards before, but Boomer Rock says I did in high school.
In high school. Crap, man. See, I've never touched
see the chat.
See, I've never touched a Ouija board in my life. And I honestly I don't feel comfortable enough to go that far.
Right.
So I've never even tried one.
I mean, I have the confidence that I could do one and not be fearful of something coming back at me, if that makes any sense. You know, I'm not a timid person. I'm not, you know, a broken down person or have low self-esteem or anything like that, where whatever was coming through the board would take advantage of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
But do I want to press the issue? No, not really.
I basically did it, you know, just I was curious, you know, I wanted to know what's in my house and why. And, you know, a friend just suggested it to me and I tried it. And I've done quite a few really since then. But like I said, sometimes I get on there and nothing at all happens.
Oh, nice,
Sometimes
Anna.
you just can't connect.
So Don Trell, welcome.
I used 4 different types all last month. Huh? I don't know.
Different types of boards.
Oh, okay. Okay. I mean, and you know, the whole Ouija board, or, you know, it doesn't matter if it's a Ouija board or a spirit box, or if you're using pendulums or, you know, fulcrums or anything like that, you know, dowsing rods, if you're not using them properly, or you don't know the proper way to use them, you can have adverse effects from them. You can bring bad stuff through.
Right.
I mean, honestly, I mean, I know people that do spirit box sessions every night of the week on their property or in their house or whatever. But and since they started doing that, their activity in their area has ramped up. Now, does that have a direct link to do with what's going on around her? Probably. But I mean, you got to know what you're doing, and you can't fake it. You know what I mean?
No, you just can't fake it.
You can fool some of the people some of the time, but you're not going to fool the spirit world any other time.
No.
Exactly. Yeah.
But
now I know a lot of the paranormal will play with you at times, mess with you and all that sort of stuff. But I guess Boomer was dropping a question. Anyone familiar with a William Burns or Barnes?
yeah, William Barnes is my next door neighbor. He owns the property that the swamp is on next door to me.
Oh, nice.
But he's still alive.
Yeah. Yeah, smash that like button, guys.
Oh, okay. Interesting, Boomer. Yeah, the Barnes that that owns the property next door is not William. That's William's son. William is the guy that used to own this house that I'm living in, and he's dead.
William Barnes.
Yep. They called him what? Gump. They called him Gump.
Hello, TGHD.
Giving me the shake.
Hey, Uber Goober lady, how are you, darling?
You'd use those for Uber Goober's in here. Hey, Uber.
You all right, Booms?
He's got me shaking.
Yeah, like he's really strong, apparently. I've been talking to Boomer while you guys are doing your show.
Very happy considering that they're about to break ground for the pipeline that's going to go through the property. So he's probably not very happy at all. Just saying.
Yeah, Boomer is a empath. Well, empath.
Boomer, I can show you.
He reads a lot of things.
Property and show you that name is on the former deed to the property. He was the former landowner.
We do the dowsing rods too. I've never done it live, but they actually work. I can say that every time I have used them, they do work.
Mm-hmm.
They work very well for me.
I've done the dowsing rods, but I've never used it in like a cemetery type situation. I've always used now I had a 27-acre farm out in Cameron, West Virginia. And anytime we needed to dig a spring or anything for the animals on the property, I'd use the dowsing rods and find the spring in the hillside. And it would lead you right to the spring. You just couple of shovel scoops into the hillside, water start pouring out.
Yeah.
I've always heard that people used them to find water back in the day.
Yeah, I've used them. I've used that type of thing to find water, but I've never used them for spirits or anything like that. So I mean, but that was like the old timers around this area would use that, or the wide stick, and it would draw down anytime that you come over top of to drill for a well.
Yeah. Back then, though, they were also dangerous too, like all those water wells and everything, and all that kind of stuff. Like we had an old house, and it had the cistern still in the basement. We had a spirit that was not so good that was there, and it ended up possessing me in the basement of the house.
Oh wow!
And
all right, Boomer, not a problem.
I ended up getting pretty violent with JoJo, and I ended up trying to pull her downstairs and all that other stuff.
Yeah, see, that's kind of scary. We haven't had anything like that happen. That would really scare me, though.
Yeah, well, she
I'll be
says my
honest.
eyes were like straight black, and yeah.
Oh my
it was
God.
Scary.
Yeah. I couldn't imagine.
Yeah.
Now, what is the best way to go about using the Ouija board? And now I know there's rules to it. You're supposed to say goodbye at the end, and you know there's like a whole format to it. Can you walk us through some of that?
Easier ways to connect. You can use a crystal. Have a crystal out. Use white candles because that brings good spirits.
Yeah.
You always make sure you say goodbye. And sometimes when you're on that board, you get a certain spirit on there. I always try to make the spirit say goodbye. I don't like to force it. I want the spirit to tell me goodbye because you're leaving on better terms that way. And then I always thank them for communicating with me. But I've also heard that, you know, you always have to flip that planchette over when you're done to make sure that that spirit doesn't, you know, there's no way it can get out, you know. And if you have a bad experience, like you think you've connected with a really bad demon, I've heard you turn your board over and your planchette over. After saying goodbye and closing it out, you tell it that it has to go back where it came from. It's not welcome here, you know. And I've also heard that you can't let the planchette go off the board. Well, I researched all of this.
Yeah.
That's what I, you know, found out before I started any of it, you know. So anytime it starts trying to go off the board, it creeps me out. So I make sure it doesn't happen.
Oh yeah. Whose link you want, Boomer? I think he wants you guys to type in the chat, Southland, so Boomer can get you.
That's interesting, Boomer, that you said tree, because there's actually about 6 trees marked, and they're all old walnut trees on the property that have to be taken down for the pipeline to come through.
Yeah.
Real old, real large walnut trees.
Malik, how's it going? Yeah.
Oh, Boomer, that's Southland Paranormal on the panel.
There
Southland.
they are. Southland, Boomer, there's her link there.
There you go. And they just typed into the chat.
Yeah. You guys are awesome.
So, guys, you say you guys do investigations too, right?
Yes. We've just actually been getting phone calls in the area. Excuse me. We've actually been getting phone calls in the area. I guess people found out, you know, what we're doing, and this lady calls me and she tells me that she's had some weird noises in the woods by her house, and something is out in the woods. She can hear it, and she's seeing something. And she's a really nice lady. I've talked to her several times, but every time that I'm off, it rains or something happens, so I haven't made it there yet. Another one has children involved with it, so I'm not really sure about that one. He says that you know, his kids can see ghosts in the closet.
Wow.
Yeah. And you know, I've always heard people say that children, you know, they can see more than we can.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, I don't know, but yeah, I keep getting several phone calls. So we're trying to get out there and do more like that. You know, I don't like doing the Ouija board as much. And most of the time, when I try to do it live, I get so distracted because I keep trying to read the chat. Well, if you're distracted, it's rude to that spirit.
Right.
When you're not paying attention to that spirit, and I'm talking to the people in the chat, that spirit gets annoyed with me because I'm not talking to that spirit. So I usually don't get a lot of really good stuff live. You know, it's harder to do it live. Spirits, you know, they want their attention.
Well, I mean, do you blame them? Yeah, I mean,
no.
If they get your attention to where they're actually communicating with you, and it could be the first communication they've had with anybody in the real world for years.
Right.
You don't want that to be like, oh, I finally got through. Oh, don't hang up, man. Don't hang up. You know, kind of thing, you know?
Yeah, and Dave, he's usually playing his game when I'm doing it, and I'm like, come over here and handle chat while I do this. But he's really into his game.
Oh,
I mean, think about it. If it were you and you were locked in limbo without being able to communicate with anybody that you're seeing around you in the real world.
Oh yeah, I'd be really
if you finally got a phone call through, you're going to be like, don't hang up. Stay on here. I need to talk to somebody.
Right. I'd be really upset, especially if somebody's talking to somebody else. I'm trying to talk to you. Talk to me. You know?
Right.
Exactly. Gary says, spirits, how are you? Oh, spirits walking Cali. Oh, that's who he's. Thought he was talking to spirits on the phone. I was like,
yeah, I'd be like, what are you doing? Talking to spirits. Oh.
So what's one of the scariest places that you've ever visited? Have you ever went out to like a haunted location, tourist attraction, or anything?
I can't say that I've been to a place that's really scared me. I've been to some really creepy places, but haven't really been scared. But I don't scare that easily, I will say. You know, of course, unless, you know, unless I see something, you know, really like that looks like a demon, or, you know, I get grabbed or pushed or something. Yeah. But no, I can't say that I've ever seen anything that creepy. Other than the shadow that I saw in the mirror here. That's probably the creepiest thing that I have seen, I will say.
Goodness, they're pretty freaky at times. They'll just pop up out of nowhere.
Yeah. We've been working so much lately. I mean, we work 10 hours a day usually, and 6 days a week. So most of the time, I'm not sure when the spirit's here and when it's not, because I'm not home.
No, what part of the South are you guys from?
We live in Indiana, Southern Indiana.
Nice.
Far from me. I'm in Ohio, so.
Oh yeah, we're pretty close.
Yeah, I'm right on the Ohio River.
Yeah.
Across from Wheeling, West Virginia. So I'm right here at the Moundsville Penitentiary. What else did we got close to us? We got the Moundsville Penitentiary, the Indian Burial Mound right across the street. We got Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum just south of us. We got Prospect Place over to the east or to the west of us.
Mm-hmm.
So really, like, we got the Mansfield Reformatory to the north of us.
See, that sounds like some really good investigations there.
Oh yeah, I've been all over this valley. Still got places I want to go, and you know, but I've been all over the place.
Well, actually, at some point this year, we're going to be heading down to Ghost Mafia's.
Supposed to be this month.
This month sometime, yeah. This month sometime.
Look, things have been getting tight for everybody, though. I understand if you don't make it down until spring. So, probably be a better idea to wait until spring anyway. Because the weather is just turning to... We've had so much rain and everything in the last few weeks that just everything has turned to mud everywhere.
Yeah, it's been raining here for a few days. It's nasty out.
Yeah, it's been...
Same here.
It's been the same here, like raining every day.
Jerry says, Ghost, you guys have KK House, aka jails? Yeah, we have jails. We have it's the old West Virginia State Penitentiary.
That place is creepy too.
The one with the sugar shack.
Yeah.
The one you see on all the ghost hunting places.
Mm-hmm.
I actually did a video not too long ago where I went down there and I stood out in front of the prison. I said, you see this place behind me? It's been on all these other ghost hunting shows. And that's exactly why I'm not going to take you in. We're not going here.
Right.
I said, we're going to go 5 miles out of town to the prison cemetery, the one place that none of those shows showed you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The prison cemetery. And
yeah, that's what I like to do.
Metal signs on T-posts stuck in the ground, and you can see where the wooden caskets have demolished and the ground sunk in.
Oh,
wow. They literally just, there's no concrete vaults. They just bury them in a pine box, and when that pine box decays to nothing, the ground sinks in.
That's
sad. Yeah.
It is sad. I mean, I know they're prisoners, but they're people too. You know.
They are.
You
know, Jerry, there's a lot of places around the valley here on the waterways that was throwback from Prohibition eras. I was in one place that actually had a tunnel that went down to the river where they would smuggle the booze up during Prohibition to the bar. That was a creepy place.
Well, look at the one that Omar went into. I forget what jail it was, but he put the cigarette on the bar and like the spirit was taking puffs from it.
That'd be different.
Yeah. I think I saw that one. That was creepy.
It was.
It would be hard to fake something like that, you know? And like we were talking earlier, you know, a lot of people think that a lot of this stuff's fake. But until it happens to you,
yeah,
you know, you'll believe them. And that's what I say to everybody, you know, until you have experienced it yourself, because until I experienced it myself, I was not a believer.
Yeah.
At all.
I've always believed it. I just recently decided to start investigating and everything else. Although we've done it years prior to doing the YouTube, so.
Because you live with a haunted wife.
Because I live with a haunted wife, I gotta. See, JoJo's one of the ones. She played on the Ouija board when she was younger. Didn't say goodbye properly, and she's been stuck with a demonic ever since.
Oh wow!
Hey.
Yeah.
Hold on. I gotta see.
Here, she can explain it. I'll mute this.
Okay, so I didn't. It's not that I didn't say goodbye. Okay, my mom came home and she ended up cracking it in half and throwing it out before I could say goodbye.
Oh
okay? Wow! That's been with me ever since. But on top of that, since I was little, like I'm extremely sensitive, so I see them like I see normal people. They're constantly talking to me. I get touched. I can feel them. Like I can sense them, even when they don't show themselves to me. Like I can pick up on pretty much any of that stuff.
That's amazing.
It is, but it isn't.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like I can feel certain things, and I never knew that I could do that, you know, until this happened here. So it creeped me out at first because, you know, it never happened before.
Yeah.
And like I can feel when it's here. I'll look at Dave and be like, "It's here. I feel it."
Yeah.
Usually, you know. But yeah, I couldn't imagine that though. Having to hide it because mom came in. Yeah.
Well, like
my parents would have killed me.
My mom's like that. Like she's like I am, but she like growing up, it wasn't when I was growing up because like I was born in the 80s, right? So back then, the paranormal and stuff like that wasn't as acceptable back then as it was now. You know what I mean?
Right.
So like growing up, it was you didn't mention it, you didn't talk about it.
Right. I was born
people
in the
would think
as well.
Yeah, they would think you were crazy. So that's what I got told growing up is no, you keep that stuff to yourself. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and it used
my
to creep
whole
my dad out.
totally against like Ouija boards and everything like that. So yeah, if I'd been caught with a Ouija board growing up, oh, back then you would have got the shit knocked out of you, you know?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I know exactly what you mean.
Aniki says, I'll be right back. Gotta go find ghost links. Aniki, if you're still here, all my links are on my main page in my banner.
Yeah.
I also put both Ghost's PayPal, Brian's PayPal, and both of your guys' links in the description. Also, the link for Southland Paranormal and Mama Rock is in the description as well.
I haven't heard from Mama Rock yet.
Thank you, JoJo. I appreciate that.
No problem.
Welcome back, Booms.
Boomer, stop following me.
Yeah, it's insane, like how much all of us deal with, and then we get, well, your guys' stuff is all fake, and you know what I mean? Each of us as paranormal groups, we endure different things. We experience different things, and unexplainable things at that. You can't always explain what you've seen, what you've heard, what they have endured, the pain that you feel for them. It's a rough moment, you know what I mean, when you're in and you're talking to the spirit and they're trying to find out a reason why they feel alive but they're not alive, but you got to help them through it and help them get past and set them free.
Right.
Because what a spirit is they have unfinished business on Earth. Even sometimes they finish the business and they just want to stay around with their families. But I believe it's just unfinished business, and once they finish, they can move on with their lives and be at peace.
We always wondered that.
We keep trying to figure out, you know, who the spirit in the house is. You know, we wonder if it's a family member.
Well, he won't tell us his name. He's stingy.
Well, I wonder also if it could be my mom. You know, it's something my mom would do. She would mess with me. My mom was only 40 when she passed away, and
sorry.
One of the things that stuck with me that she told me before she died was, I'm sorry that I have to leave. You know, and she didn't know she was dying, and she wasn't even in her right mind when she said that.
Yeah.
And it was just weird, I guess. You know. But that's a young age to die, you know.
Yeah, it's not a choice that we have, apparently. If we had that choice, I guarantee we'd be surviving a lot longer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Jerry says it's that old jail where they shoot a bunch of movies and other stuff. He's probably talking about Mansfield Reformatory. I was actually there this summer. It's where they shot Shawshank Redemption and part of Air Force One.
Martha Crest.
I got a name, Martha Crest. No clue who that is. Never heard of. Maybe the heir to the Crest toothpaste fortune. I don't know.
Oh no, we're working on something other than.
I don't think this is her.
They're working on something other than what we're talking about, I think.
I don't know.
What happens when you get Boomer, the empath, and
the
freaking medium?
Right.
I'm gonna break out the magic 8-ball.
Yeah, let's see what it says.
No, and you know what? I'm surprised no one has ever used one of those in a like spirit box type setting? Because couldn't they manipulate those dice inside that magic 8-ball just as easily as they could a frequency on a radio?
I mean, you would think.
Yeah.
Never thought about it, but you would think so.
I think so, yeah.
I have a question. What type of spirit box do you guys think is the best? I mean, we're trying to get a new one.
Well, we don't want the best if we can't afford it. But I mean, one that will actually work.
Like a really good spirit box that.
SB7 is usually the most popular one. It's the easiest to use, and they're about $30.
Yeah, I saw that on Amazon and thought about getting that.
Radio Shack have it too.
I don't know.
Well, all our Radio Shacks are shut down, so I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, they got them here. And I think it's the 7 series that Radio Shack has here.
Yeah, there's actually 2. There's the SB7 and the SB11. The 11 is the newer one, and it can actually do 2 frequencies at once.
Yeah, one's enough.
I don't know.
Yeah, one's enough for me.
Right. I've seen those the hut box, the ones they call the hut boxes, which is just like basically a lighted speaker with a guitar effects box strapped to it, and then you line your phone into it, so it gives it that echo effect and plays it out through the speaker, and you're just using an app on the telephone.
That's what we do. We have one called the Portal app for a spirit box, and it's actually worked pretty decently.
Yeah. I have that one too.
Yeah, that one. I mean, but see, the voices we thought were the same all the time, but now we just did one the other night, and
they've changed it though.
I haven't heard the same ones again. Like for the first 10 times we used it, it was the same voices. It seemed like that anyway, and then now it's like a new set of voices. I don't know how they do it. If it's just the app itself changing the voices up. They may be saying the correct things, but they may change the voices through the apps. You know, whoever does that crap.
Boomer has an SP69.
Yeah. Personally, I like the iOvulus or the phonetic generators.
Yeah.
And that's like, I don't know if you can see it right now, but there you go.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. And I literally.
Ovilus is on.
I can patch it in through the little box that I got. It's already spitting out words. It said fear. Oh.
Yeah, that looks pretty cool. I've also seen people manually tune their radio.
Yeah.
Like an AM/FM radio and connect that way. I thought that was pretty amazing because I didn't know you could do that.
Ovilus is off.
There we go.
Like I got the XD box or DX box recently, and I took it on the last investigation that we've done, and I got to upload the video still, but we got a lot of good EVPs right off of it, and they were clear.
What I like to do is I'm a ham radio operator, so I can literally program this to scan section of frequencies in, say, the lower AM range or FM range or UHF range. You just pick a set of frequencies. I can set the squelch so that any noise will break it open, and you just scan. And you can do that with a regular police scanner too. I mean, you just pick a bandwidth on a regular police scanner, set the squelch down so that any noise will open it up, and then just hit scan. You're basically doing the same thing as what a spirit box does, only you're not getting that
right
from it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes that does get annoying.
I kind of like it sometimes.
I've removed.
You like it?
Yeah, any old school like trunking scanner or anything like that, anything above a crystal set, you could do that with. And then you could even do that with a crystal set if you have the right crystals in there for the right frequency.
We were talking about getting like one of my grandpa's old AM FMs and fixing it up and trying to get it to work and just carrying it around and trying it one time or two and see if it would work.
AM channel 1500 is a good one for that. 1500 to 1506. Yeah, AM radios late at night, man, you are going to pick up all kinds of stuff. Because, amplitude modulation, there's a carrier wave that they're transmitting into. With FM, your transmission is the carrier wave. So it's short, just what you're saying. With AM, there's a constant carrier wave, and things will carry on and bounce off the atmosphere. And literally, if you listen to AM radio at night, you can pick up stations from hundreds of miles away, depending on how clear a night it is.
Mm-hmm.
I had a disembodied voice come over an old toy walkie-talkie one time when me and my cousin were using them. Yeah, now the old-time walkie-talkies, the new walkie-talkies are on a family radio service bandwidth, but the old walkie-talkies used RC frequencies, which were channels between channels on the CB band.
Wow. That's crazy, Boomer.
I wonder where Mama's at.
Yeah.
I'm going to send her a message, see if she's still coming. Yep.
Just give me a minute.
Okay. So, I'm talking 1978, yeah? That would be about right.
It claims it's still at 0. It's been charging the whole hour.
So where, Southland,
Why is that unplugged? That's why.
do you guys have any plans to go any place like, let's see, Bobby Mackey's or any place like that?
1%.
We have been
Seriously?
thinking about trying to go to the Waverly Asylum in Louisville. You've heard of that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been thinking about trying that, but I've also heard that it's really expensive to get in there. I don't know. I've never checked it out.
I'm not sure about the price on like Waverly Hills, but I hear that Bobby Mackey's, which was like the music venue bar, supposed to be gateway to hell and all that. They do a thing with like 8 people, and it's $50 a person, and you're locked in there overnight.
That's not bad.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
Mm-hmm.
We have a place that's, I'd say, 30 minutes away, and what's it called? Whisper Estate.
Yeah, there's actually a thing on the internet. You can look it up.
Yeah, you can look it up on the internet. It's Whisper Estate. I think I'm saying it correctly.
Mitchell, Indiana.
It's a haunted house. They let you have, like, you can go for an hour flashlight tour.
$10, I think it is.
It's $10 for that, but to stay overnight, you have to pay a little bit more and sign.
$100, I think, for an overnight challenge.
And they charge you.
I'll be right back, Ghost.
All right.
They charge you to film as well, and you have to sign a contract and all that. It's kind of crazy, but we have thought about going through there to see, if we see anything.
Like she mentioned earlier, we did like a flyer thing and got a couple of hits on it, some local investigations of just random people and around our area that's experienced, like, wow, hey, these people are they're saying, hey, we can come out and check it out and see if we may help, or we're trying to figure out some forms to print out saying we're not liable for this or that, or if you don't want to be on camera and this kind of thing, we're going to do, and this is within the last couple of days, this has just started. So that's what I was saying on our front page.
Check out waivers online and try to find one that's going to work for you. You may have to alter some of the lines in the waiver itself, and add to it. But that's what we had done. We actually had a waiver saying that we were not held responsible for any damages to the property, or would we hold them responsible for any damages to our equipment.
I want to do it right. I want to do it the right way. You know, I don't want to be known as, you know, this is fraud. They're fraudulent or, you know, something. So I want it to be accurate and, you know.
There's nothing on it. It was just the wall.
But we're trying to grow is all we're trying to do. We're just trying to find the truth, and that's the bottom line. I mean, we want to know the truth, and period. That's what our channel is mainly about. I mean, we're truth seekers. I want to know.
That's kind of what we do here. We wanted to bring up some new people. We try to bring on a couple new people every week and kind of highlight their channel to help their channel grow and get their channel seen and by people that wouldn't maybe normally see that their channel. So that's why we do this here.
It's awesome.
And you know, like Mama Rock, she's Lou Rock's mother. She's going to be up here hopefully soon. I think she's still putting the kids down to bed. But like we have Lou Rock up on here. We've had Lunatic Dad up on here. Uber Goober Lady. We've had some larger YouTubers up on here and exposed smaller YouTubers to them. And then they get to talking, and then, you know, they might be up over on their channel one day, or, you know, and it's just a way for us to help grow the community and introduce people to other people that might not have had contact any other way. So,
yeah, we've came into a lot of your streams when, you know, Lunatic and you guys were all on here. We come in here a lot. Sometimes we don't say much like you say. You know, we listen.
Me and Lunatic Dad can get a little crazy at times, but
hey, that's just how it is.
I love Lunatic Dad. I hope he's feeling well. He's probably lurking out there in the chat right now, just not saying anything. He usually does. Dad, if you're watching, hey, if you guys aren't subbed up to Lunatic Dad, get your butts over to Lunatic Dad. Show him some love. He's been under the weather here the last few days, just resting. He'll be back on his feet real soon.
Yeah, I hope he's feeling well. YouTube keeps messing with me. They have unsubscribed me from him 3 times.
They did the same to me.
And why?
Yep.
I don't know. I have to keep checking my YouTube to make sure that I'm subscribed to certain people. You know, I subscribe for a reason, damn it. Leave my channel alone.
Oh, trust me, I've been having my problems with YouTube here lately too. I've been going and doing the sub for sub streams and things like that. I got my numbers up past 2K, and then they dropped me back. I hit 2K 7 times before it stuck. And then the other day I got lucky and I got it up to like 280 or 2080. 2080.
So you had like 80 to play with there.
Yeah, well, and now I'm like 20 away from like 2.1K, and Brian and I are just like right there. We're like almost the exact same number. Well, finally today I passed him up. So now I'm behind Brian. But come tomorrow I may get purged again and be behind Brian again. So we're just like doing one of these numbers. But see, now we have this gentleman's bet going to see who can get to 3K first. And whoever loses has to shave his head completely bald.
Oh, yeah. So I'm bald up there anyway, so it wouldn't matter for me. I think we're sitting around 840, 850, and we started in March. So that's not real bad, I don't think.
Not great, but
if we had more content, I'm sure the numbers obviously would be higher. Next, we got to work on our watch time, obviously.
Once we get our better content out there, though, you know, with our investigations, I think we'll be doing a little better.
On that whole head shaving thing, Brian looks funnier with a bald head than he does with a bald face. Are you gonna keep the beard or are you gonna take it all off?
Oh, you got to keep
taking all of it off.
He's not taking.
He's got to keep the beard to make him look funnier.
Yeah, you got to be a Rick Ross. You got to Rick Ross it. Shave the head and have the big beard.
What about the eyebrows?
No. I draw the line at the eyebrows.
No eyebrow shave.
He's got to keep those.
Yeah.
You shave anything else, just not that.
That'd be weird.
I mean, I have to give him credit, okay? He puts up with a lot of torture when he goes to my channel, so I mean, we've done some pretty bad things to him. We've done his makeup on, I think, his channel, one of his videos. We did his makeup. On my channel, we put that black face mask on him and ripped it off his chest, and he's still in pain from that.
Ow.
Yeah.
That was a couple weeks ago, and he's still in pain.
Gotta quit doing those truth or dares, man.
I gotta go back.
Yeah.
And watch that.
Well, I've still got it. Made me bleed and everything on the chest, and yeah.
Ow.
It hurt. And the face, they put it on my face, and like they ripped it off rather than just gently take it off.
What was it?
The black mask. That painful one that really dries and sticks to your face.
It sounds like something paranormal. It's the black mask.
Yeah.
I've seen the green ones. I've not seen the black one.
Yeah.
It's a black charcoal mask.
Black charcoal mask.
Charcoal, okay.
Yeah, I've seen them.
It freaking hurt, man.
It was still funny.
Like it was bad enough. It was bad enough on the face, but when she piled it on my chest, and it was like, oh my god. Yeah. Her and Christy got a good laugh, and everyone else while they were ripping it off. But it never took any of my hair out.
It took a couple.
Took a couple hairs.
Yeah, but yeah, it still
She could have
sounds
done a
painful.
hot wax, you know.
I have waxed his chest before. Not for YouTube, though.
Yeah, she's waxed my chest before. I'd rather her if she like waxed it rather than do that again.
Really?
Yeah.
I would think the waxing would hurt.
No,
Now,
the
see,
waxing, he took like a champ.
in my 44 years on this planet, I've learned how to tell my wife, no, woman. You got to learn that, Brian. You got to learn it.
That's not
But I
happening.
can't say no.
It
I
wouldn't
can't
work
say
here.
no.
It's not going to happen. So I'm saying no early.
Yeah.
No
Listen,
way.
I'll tell you this much. He's not going to say no because his option is you do it when I offer or I wait until you're asleep.
Yeah. I mean, easy.
See, I'd be like, you do it in my sleep.
Yeah.
Back some mother, ain't it?
It is. A fee phrase or fee phrase. I always mess up her name.
I can't say that.
There's so many amazing people on YouTube.
So, here's a question. Have you guys had anything happen over like Halloween? Do you find it more active?
For us, no. I can't say that we did.
Yeah.
I mean, we worked actually off,
Yeah,
actually,
we were.
but we were gone most
Honestly, Halloween, we didn't make it home until
of it. Bedtime.
Yeah, we got home just in time to get the kids a bath, make dinner, showers, bed.
Yeah, we get up at like 3:45, take the kid, and yeah, we work very early,
Yeah.
10-hour shifts, and then yeah, the whole nine. So it's really hard to do, man. You got full-time jobs trying to YouTube and
Yeah.
do cool shit on the side that interests you and other people, and
Yeah.
When I can't do lives, I try to just go around and support people because I'm really big about, showing that love. You know, I like showing support as well.
Oh yeah, it's fun.
Yeah. And you meet some really amazing people on here.
I like going around and like channels where they don't expect you to pop in on them. Like You see
Yeah,
them
we
in
do
your
that
stream
too,
once
yeah.
in a while, but then when you pop in on theirs, it's like, oh my God, Ghost Mafia's in my stream, you know, and like,
Yeah.
We'll
Yeah.
find these random like we're no channel knocking or nothing, but we're going to like a cooking show or something, and you see somebody paranormal pop in there, and they're like,
Right. I get that too.
Paranormal in my cooking channel.
I've been going into a lot of like drone channels and like model railroading channels.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like to check that
I
shit
love
out.
model railroading.
That
Exactly.
droning stuff's pretty cool. I like to check some of that out. I've never checked any of them out actually.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I definitely want to get a drone because I think
do
it would
too.
be great to, you know, if you go out to a cemetery or something like that.
Oh man,
Go out
yeah.
there just before dark and then, you know, fly over it, get some aerial
Yeah.
footage of the
Show
cemetery.
people your
surround-
overhead shots and
Yep.
shit that we can't see, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
See, I've got one. I want to do like the before investigation. That way I can just take the drone through where we're investigating and take shots and do like video intros and stuff like that. It'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, that would be.
I seen one today where the guy flying his drone through the tree. I mean, literally, he was in the tree and he'd take it up over a branch, then under a branch, through some leaves. Like, I don't know how he didn't like crash out his drone
Yeah.
and
That's chill.
smash it to smithereens on the branches. Because literally, he was flying in and out of the tree.
That's
I was like,
skill.
wow, I was amazed.
Yeah.
That takes
Like-
some skill. Like, I can't even use a PlayStation 4 controller. Like, you should see me. I'm like, I can't even make the guy walk. I'm like, here, just take it. I can't do it.
Yeah, I can't stand to watch it. It's terrifying
Yeah.
to watch her try to maneuver that guy around.
My
Yeah.
kids even laugh at me.
It's just like you're upside down. I said, no, you just
My kids
control
can
it.
do it. My 5-year-old can do it.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
Really. And not to get off topic here, I just want to say, Kelly Skaggs, welcome home.
Yes. Yes.
And I'm glad that you recovered, darling. I really am.
I don't know if she's recovered yet, but she's home.
Oh,
And
yeah.
she's been waiting to get home for weeks now. And I'm so glad to see her make it home, and her cat was all right. And
Yeah.
just glad to have you home, Cal.
She did great. So, anyway. So, there's an investigation that we have coming up. I want to take some of the history. I want to do like an intro video on it. I want to take some of the history and kind of do like a role play type thing, and whatever you call it.
Like a reenactment?
Yeah, like a reenactment video.
That's cool.
And I want to put the history in some so that the viewers can get the history read and all that before doing the actual investigation. That'd be pretty cool too, I think.
Yeah, I think it'd be really cool.
Yeah, because the next place we've explained the ghost Mafia there, and it's pretty active.
That's an understatement.
Understatement, actually. There was a guy that was hung on the property, and
He wasn't hung. He committed suicide
committed suicide. Yeah,
in the 1800s.
in the 1800s. What's the place called again?
Hermitage.
Yeah, the Hermitage building.
No, it's Hermitage. That's a
Hermitage
place.
is the name of it.
Seems like I've heard of that somewhere.
It's in Ancaster, Ontario.
It's in
Canada.
Ancaster, yeah, Ontario. And like it's really, really active.
Like I've heard it in I don't know if it was maybe a movie or
It
Yeah.
sounds,
something. Sounds
yeah, it sounds
familiar.
familiar.
Well,
But it sounds
yeah.
really cool.
I haven't
Oh,
seen-
yeah.
It wasn't a channel thing. It was like something I've heard. Like,
We'll be waiting for it to come out.
Oh yeah.
like,
well,
we got
like-
some cool shit coming out too. I just don't know how to get it uploaded right. We'll figure it out though.
Oh yeah.
I'll interrupt you. Go ahead.
Well, apparently you see apparitions of the couple. They come out of the house and they walk down and they disappear in the woods.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you see everything.
Hold on, though. The couple that you're talking about, okay. The house had, or the land. Hang on. I'll mute yours. I'll come in.
Okay, so the couple itself is one was a coachman.
Yep.
And the other one was kind of like higher up in status for that time period. Hang on.
There you go.
Okay, there we go. Now I'm not echoing. It was back in the 1800s, and the last owner of it, he was a Englishman that came over to Canada. He brought over his Greek wife with him and her niece. And the coachman actually fell in love with the niece, and when he asked for her hand in marriage, he was refused. Well, the next morning, they were waiting for the coachman to come and get them, to take them out, obviously, and he never showed up. The owner, the guy that actually refused him, actually found him hanging in one of the trees. And what they did, instead of, because he couldn't be buried because it was suicide, he couldn't be buried in the church. They treated his body like it was pretty much garbage.
Right.
The owner cut him down, okay, and left the noose on him, dragged him down to, I think it was about a block and a half. Well, I say a block and a half, but back then it was just a road. And it threw him basically in the ditch.
Wow.
And where that is so the street name is Sulphur Springs, and at the end of it actually meets a crossroad, and that's Lover's Lane, and that's where he used to meet like the niece. But he threw him in a ditch there, and at night people have reported like hearing him cry, seeing him walk from the ditch up to the actual house, like, because the ruins are still there.
Yeah.
It's actually a provincial park now.
Wow.
And he would walk up there, and then you would see him and the niece walking from the house towards the woods. And one of the actual tour guides said that it was like clear as day. He thought it was actually like people from the tour.
Wow.
He was yelling out to them, and they just stopped and looked at him, never replied. He would yell out to them again, and he ended up chasing them into the woods, and then they vanished.
Yes. Like,
yeah.
It's a full.
Oh, yeah. There's been times, too, where people have gone there, and it would appear like the house was, because, like I said, it's ruins. But it would appear like the house itself was full again. Because back, I can't remember how long ago it was, but the house actually had burnt down, and that's why it's in ruins. They propped it up with what was left of it. They propped up the one wall in that with beams and just left it that way. I think they said 60 years ago they propped it up. But on full moons, you can actually see the house as if it was full.
Wow. I just think it's weird that stuff that old people are still seeing.
I think it's
like 1,000 years old, you know, and people are still seeing shit. That's just crazy.
I think it's the residual energy, right?
Yeah, like Salem, take for instance all the witches and shit that they put in that big.
I would love to go to Salem.
Yeah, like they put in this.
Yes, that'd be awesome.
They did the same thing to them. They burned them or whatever and torched or whatever they did, and they just put them all in this big pit and left them.
Yep.
Wow.
You know, just think about just what the hell you'd come across going anywhere near there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just crazy that stuff that old is still up to date. You know what I'm saying? Like we still see it today. That's been that long ago.
Yeah.
Jerry says for me to check my Twitter, but I'm not seeing anything from him on Twitter.
Okay.
I put my Twitter link in there. I'm not sure if he got the right one.
Yeah.
There's the link again, Jerry.
You can unmute, babe.
All right. There we go. Yeah, like there's been a lot of stuff with this place. Like we went and Christy C went and posted a haunted house that we went to see. And after the haunted house, we went to because we heard from these other people there. And we went to check out at the Hermit, and right at the gate you could feel the heaviness, the pressure, everything. And Christie's head felt like it was in a vice. It was being smushed. And we were like getting weird vibes. So we're like, well, we'll come during the day and we'll see what's going on. And then we'll go back like another night and we'll do the investigation video.
Yeah, that's kind of like what we like to do. We like to go check it out in the daytime to see what we're looking at, you know,
Yeah.
so that you know what you're going to be looking at in the dark too, you know.
Exactly. Because, you know, there could be a hole you could fall in or anything.
Right.
Or a damn well or a cave.
Yeah. And like this place in the dark, we didn't know where we were going. We didn't know how it was. So like, it's better to do it during the day so we know what we're investigating. How's it going, Walter? Yeah, so I know I missed you guys. I used to come in and see you guys all the time and all that. And I want to start getting around more to all the other channels.
Yeah, I try when I get home from work. And, I mean, you know, sometimes I have a lot of time, but I don't get a lot of notifications.
Yeah, we don't either.
I have the bell tap, so I just keep checking to see who's live.
That's why I utilize the Twitter. If I go live, I tweet it out. Or if I go into somebody's live, like I've been in your streams, and I'll tweet your stream out. You won't know that I did it unless you come across it on Twitter. But if I'm in there, if I hit the like, it's automatically tweeted out, and then I usually tweet it out again after that.
Yeah.
I do that.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you.
Shannon, we don't think about shit like that.
I try to tweet most people's streams out just to help draw attention to, you know, that channel. It helps the channel.
Because a lot of times, like now, we've got 11 people watching. That's a low audience for us. Usually we're carrying between 20 and 30 people.
Yeah, I noticed. You guys usually have a lot of people in here.
And Green Bay Wacky's live right now, and you know, so we don't have a whole lot of people in there because there's a lot of people live streaming right now. People are filtering in and out as they go along. But I mean, you know, usually we'll get rated at some point, or you know, so.
Oh yeah,
you're getting to know, we're getting to know each other, you know, and talking to other people help, you know, later on down the road, or you know, hey, I know these guys. They said this and that, and you know what they're about now. And
a lot of people over at Green Bay Wacky. He's doing a live prayer stream for Lunatic Dad right now, like a dedication prayer stream for Lunatic Dad. I know that's where a lot of people are. And I encourage you guys, when we end this stream here in about another 20 minutes, go over to Green Bay Wacky stream and show Lunatic Dad some love and your support. Let him know that we all care about Lunatic Dad and we're all thinking of him. And you know, I'll be going over there after we get done.
Yes, we most certainly will.
I will for sure. I know a lot of the times we have Lunatic Dad up on the panel on our Every Voice Paranormal Stories because he'll have some pretty good questions for us, you know, and we'll get answering them in that. And he just gets so blown away.
Yeah.
You know,
he came into one of my live Ouija streams one night, and he said, I've never seen this live. I want to see this, you know, and he was amazed by it. But
yeah, for the last few weeks that we've been doing EVPs, he's actually been a guest spot, like a guest host up on a panel, and he has been asking a lot of questions because he's not a paranormal person. He doesn't go out ghost hunting or anything like that. And he has a lot of the questions that, you know, he came from a different angle, so to speak. You know, from some where me, I've done paranormal research. I've been in the field for over 20 years, and blah 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 blah. You know, I can tell you all about that. I can tell you about getting an honorary PhD from Duke University in the field of paranormal research and development, and all this other, you know, stuff. But for him, he's an outsider looking in on it, and he had some really valid, you know, he brought to the table, and I was loving that from him. I was actually loving that, you know, an outsider asking questions.
Right.
You know, it was from a different perspective, and I was really digging that perspective, and to be able to get that outside look.
See, I mean, we're brand new too. If you think about it, we just started this whole thing in March this year. I mean, this is our first year of actually looking into it and digging into it and learning about it. And, you know, we're still, you know, considered newbies in the paranormal ourselves. So we're still learning.
We're not pro by any means.
No,
you know, we're just.
And we learn from channels like your guys's. You know, we'll sit back and watch and, hey, that's a good idea. Check out what they're doing. You know, it's.
Yeah.
You know, that's how we learned. You know, we got different equipment. You know, and we don't have the top notch stuff, but.
Yeah.
I'm like the skeptic. I don't like all the electronic doodads and things that everybody rely on nowadays. I'm old school. I want to use like compasses and pendulums and, you know, things that are, you know, you put a pendulum inside a glass bulb, set it on a table, let it settle, and then start asking questions. There's no human interaction there. There's no wind because it's encased in glass. So there's no way that it can be manipulated other than inside that globe. And the only thing that could manipulate it from inside that globe is a spirit. So,
And it
you
moves.
know, to take the human interaction out of the equation is the best thing to do when you're trying to communicate with spirits or whatever.
It definitely makes sense.
You know, believe it or not, another good item to use is a fidget spinner. You can sit a fidget spinner down.
Yeah, they'll spin it.
Yeah, they actually will. I've had that happen. Every time I try to record it, it's like this spirit knows what I'm doing.
It'll wiggle it. It won't spin it.
It stops. It's like, you're not catching me on video.
I do the flashlight thing. I've done the flashlight thing. I've done the pendulum, you know, all kinds of stuff like that. Compass, you know, compass, it's encased in glass anyway. So all you have to do is set it down. There, you can't blow on the compass and make it spin around. Breath or anything like that. You know,
that's a good idea.
I mean, and a compass will point to north. But if there's an electromagnetic field stronger than magnetic north in the area, obviously that compass is going to move. The needle's going to come off of north and point to whatever's interacting with it. So,
instead of having a $2,000 or a $200 gadget that does the same thing.
Yeah,
exactly.
You get a $5 compass at the Army Navy store and do the same thing. Get actually a more credible response because you've taken all the human interaction out of it.
Right.
Like, we also recently did a paranormal investigation at the Dundurn Castle in Hamilton, Ontario. And it's one of the on one of the most haunted right now anyways.
Oh wow.
See, a lot of our problem is time. I mean,
it
really kills us on this because, like I said, you know, we don't work 9 to 5. We work like 6 to 5. You know, and with kids, we don't have a lot of time to do stuff like that, find babysitters and be able to go out and do that. We don't do it around the kids. We won't pull anything paranormal out around the kids. And
they're still too young. You know.
Yeah, we're the same way.
I mean, especially on camera, you know, because then you get fast or whatever, which I really don't care about. But, you know. But yeah,
Well, I think with children, a lot of times that innocence is still there, and they are open to so much more around them than an adult who is more closed-minded about certain things and things like that. But when you're a child, you don't know. I mean, Santa Claus is real. The Easter Bunny can exist. The Tooth Fairy keeps putting a coin under my pillow. You're open to a lot more possibilities, and I find that children are more sensitive. Between the age of infancy and say age 13.
Yeah.
After age 13, the innocence starts to go away, and they start knowing that Santa isn't real, and there's no such thing as the Easter Bunny, and it's like that innocence is lost after 13, and that's when they start losing the abilities to be as sensitive as what they were in youth. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and to have a 6-year-old talking with an imaginary friend that turns out to be a spirit is entirely possible, because they still have that innocence. They still have that open-mindedness that we take for granted.
Like, how do you know 9 times out of 10 and that's not actually what's happening? Anyway,
Exactly.
You don't know. I mean, imaginary friend, or they don't know how to make up an imaginary friend. Why you can think, well, from our perspective, 9 times out of 10, they could be talking to a spirit.
Hello, Native Granny.
They're not going to just make up something at 5 because they don't know. They don't know, hey, I can make up a friend. They don't know that.
River did.
Yeah.
If you look at it that way, that kind of creeps you out a little bit.
I hear stories of imaginary friends a lot. I've seen, like, and I've told this on the show once before. Me and my ex-wife, we had went over to her Aunt Osie's house, and we were sitting there playing cards, just BSing, telling ghost stories or whatnot. And I just had this feeling. I was like, "Hey, Osie, do you know anything about?" And I'm just blurting this out there. I'm gonna say one word and see if you pick up on anything. I said blue. I said, I don't know where it's coming from. It's just like I've urged to say the word blue. No, nothing I can think of. We're playing cards a little longer. We're still talking about things that happened, and I'm still like, finally I'm like, blue pen, blue marker, blue crayon. She went,
yeah.
And her facial expression changed. She's like, blue crayon, did you say? It's like, yeah, blue crayon. She's like, and her granddaughter had gotten her butt whipped for writing on the wall with blue crayon earlier today, and she blamed it on her imaginary friend. I said, well, her imaginary friend is here, and she wants you to know that it wasn't your granddaughter that was marked on the wall with the blue crayon.
Yeah.
She ain't happy. And that it just came out like that, and I'd never been able to do anything like that before. I'd never experienced anything like that before. That was like the first time I had ever done anything like that. But it wasn't like I was hearing voices from beyond or anything like that. I just had this urge to say the word blue, and then little blue marker, blue ink, blue crayon,
Yeah.
And bam! Once she said that, I knew exactly. Nobody told me. I knew exactly why I said the word blue. I don't know.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, that is wild.
But it's the imaginary friend was there and wasn't so imaginary after all.
See, what I got out of this panel was you guys have been doing this a long time, and we haven't. And we see the potential, that's there. And we have nothing negative to say about anything. It's all, you guys are successful.
Yeah.
And I want to get, we want to get there, and stuff like this helps. I mean, it helps.
Oh, yeah.
It helps anyone who's watching. That's looking to learn.
Boomer's in the chat. He was watching. He's picking up on names. All of a sudden, he spits out a name, and I'm like, "Yeah, the name sounds familiar." And then when she said Barnes, I was like, "Oh,
That's creepy.
Yeah.
that guy that owned this property. That my neighbor bought the property. It was an estate. He had passed away. So it's like,
Wow.
you know, he nailed it. He hit it right out of the chat. I mean, there you go. That stuff happens like that all the time.
Oh yeah.
That was creepy.
I've actually seen him do that with JoJo and stuff, and
Yeah.
like I seen where Boomer Rock, or not Boomer, Lou Rock was having a spirit box session, and he started as like, okay, this one is a text speech thing, and he starts reading it off, and it says, "Mr. and Mrs. Ghost Dog passed, buried, soul at rest, innocence renewed," and he didn't know where that was coming from, but that very same day, and I was in his live stream when he was reading that. I said that very same day, our 13-year-old chocolate lab, Maddie, had passed away, and we buried her in the backyard.
Aw.
Yep. But Boomer, here's the kicker. Boomer didn't know anything about that day.
Wow. About my
You mean
thing?
Lou?
And the dogs.
Oh no, that was Lou.
Yeah, that was Lou.
Or Lou, yeah.
Yeah, he didn't know anything about it. He didn't know until I texted him during his live stream, and he's like, "Oh, and he's like, you know, that completely confirmed everything he had just read off that Spirit Box thing, that text app Spirit Box, whatever app he was using."
Yeah.
And I was like, he kept saying, "I smell like wet feet. I get this phantom smell." I said, "I think that's Maddie." She
Yeah.
always smelled like wet dog.
Yeah. It's where they are.
Sharpshooter.
Hey, Sharp, what's up, man?
Good to see ya.
James Sharpshooter the Man Fam, aka the Mod God, dubbed by Lady Swan.
Dang right. You know, James, don't be upset, man. It's cool. I ain't upset. You know, that's an awesome time, man. Like, we have lives off YouTube, you know. You're at your niece's birthday. That's great, man. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. No need to be sorry, man. But yeah, we'll continue. And
you know, all I got to say about James is, James, you got somebody coming for your throne. Anaki's on your butt, buddy.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
On it.
She's been dropping those links like
Anaki's
crazy
been
tonight.
dropping them links like a pro.
Oh yeah.
A seasoned veteran.
Yeah, like we've been doing the paranormal.
You've been doing the Panera Bread challenge? Is that what
Yeah,
I want to do the Panera Bread challenge. They got some awesome cinnamon rolls.
Yeah, they do. We've been doing the paranormal for what?
Well, I've been doing it since I was about 12.
Yeah.
You started doing it, say, probably 2 years after we got together.
Yeah, I started doing it 2 years after. 2 to 5 years, yeah.
No, 6 years.
Yeah, it's been 5 years for me now.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, with all the investigations and everything else.
Yeah, we're still new. We're still learning.
We got a lot.
Oh yeah. Well, we can help you out too. Get you going and rolling.
One thing with this field, you're fine. You're never done learning.
Yep.
Always something.
Like, there's a lot of stuff that other paranormal communities know that even after 5 years and 7 years or more, we don't even know.
Mine,
Right.
I started when I was like 12.
Yeah.
I'm 32 next week.
Yeah.
I'm older than dirt.
No, you're not. You're
So
older
what-
than the dirt, under the dirt.
Ghost Finders 321. How's it going?
Ghost Finders 321 in the house.
Hey, Ghost Finders. Good to see you.
He is awesome.
Yes.
Like, he does live streams as well sometimes.
I definitely want to start reaching out to more of the paranormal community and getting some of these smaller channels like Ghost Finders and you know, and like Southland Paranormal and people like that, and bringing them up on here, just kind of showcase their channels a little bit. I want to start working more towards like that a little bit more.
Me too.
We've been
Much
doing
love to you, Ghost Finders. I really appreciate the invite, guys. That was very nice of you. Like I said, this is our first panel ever, and I'm glad it's with you guys. It's awesome.
Oh yeah.
Well, we was hoping to have Mama Rock up here, but I don't know. I know that Lou was feeling under the weather last night, and she's kind of babysitting and things like that. So, I mean, if we can't get her on here tonight, we'll get her back next week. We'll get her back up on here soon, but I know we're starting.
So you guys do this every Thursday night, though, right?
Yeah, we usually do this on either Brian's channel or mine. We bounce back and forth week to week to kind of share the view time.
Right.
So,
that's awesome.
Tonight it'll be on mine. Next Thursday's Ghost Mafia's channel.
Yeah.
Awesome. We will be there. That's a very good time for us. We're off work then. Usually have the kids to bed by then, so that's a great time for us.
Yeah.
You know.
Like, it's awesome, you know, like the feeling of the investigation and everything, the thrill of it. It's just an amazing feeling.
Yeah.
And, you know, like the feeling that comes on you when you go and do an investigation and the noises you hear, the spirits talking, everything. It's just amazing.
Some of the responses you get alone are really amazing.
And you can count the investigations we've done on one hand, so that tells you how new of that part that we are at. Like I said, we're going to start once we got our computer back. And even then, I mean, it's and the ones that we went to, you're right, it's a whole different feeling.
North is like that.
Like, and again, if you guys have any questions about like you want any tips or any hints or anything like that, or you're stuck on what to do, or you know what I mean, you can message me or Ghost and we'll let you know. We'll give you hints and everything.
I really do appreciate that.
No problem. We'll get you going.
Yeah, we tried out. I mean, we started out with the basic stuff. You know, we're more set up for, I would say, nighttime investigations. The way we have the headlamps, the chest lamps, and whatnot. The only thing I don't have is, I mean, I got a 750 lumen flashlight that's rechargeable. Everything that we have is rechargeable. And I just have to attach it to my camera. And 750 looms, you're not going to get much brighter.
Exactly.
And I can see, I just have to zip tie it to my camera, but it works. And and then indoors, it's just a little HD mini cam, with the flip screen. It's not no fancy this or fancy that, but we have the basics. And that's really all you need. I mean, you can have, we just have to accumulate a little bit more gear and just start going. Like I said,
I go on Wish, and if you look on like Wish for like camera lighting and things like that, they have a lot of camera lighting that's pretty reasonable. It's all rechargeable stuff, and they even have the boom you can put your phone or your camera on and attach all the lighting equipment to it.
Yeah, that's what we need. Yeah,
it's all pretty reasonable. I get a lot of stuff, a lot of electronic stuff off Wish like that.
Yeah.
See, I didn't know anything about that until you just said it. So, we just picked up that tip, That's awesome.
I just got my soundboard in here off of Wish about a week ago. It's got all these sound effects and stuff. I can patch my phone in through it. That's how I was able to play the spirit box through the microphone. Instead of holding it up to the mic, I can patch it right in through the box.
That's cool.
It's cool.
Stuff on it.
All kinds of neat little stuff.
Yeah, that's
So it's
really
like
cool. I like that.
for like 30
Yeah.
bucks, and it works. Matter of fact, that's where I got this microphone from. This is not one of those $200 Yeti mics. I spent like $30 on this whole rig.
Right.
I mean, it doesn't take a whole lot of money to sound good. You know what I mean?
Red Crib tonight just woke up from his old man nap again. Kid naps and he's younger than I am.
He needs the nap and grow out his eyebrows some.
Yeah. Because there was a whole thing, and he shaved his eyebrows and that and everything else.
He shaved him again the other day for like, what, 30 likes or something on his channel?
34.
Yep, 34.
34.
He shaved
likes.
them completely off again. It's like, dude, I don't know how.
Look, I have to admit, I kind of put him up to it. I suggested it, and then he was like, yeah, I'll do it. I'm like, dude, you got to learn to say no.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah, I was getting a tattoo one time, and I seen a lady there getting her eyebrows tattooed on.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, they shaved the old ones off, and then they just tattoo them.
Yeah,
Shave them, they wax them.
Yeah.
Yeah, she tattooed them on. I mean, I watched the whole thing, and God, it looked painful. Man, it looked painful.
Oh yeah. It's sore.
I've got a friend who actually had her eyeliner tattooed on.
Oh.
And I'm like, man, that skin right there is so thin, though. I mean,
yeah.
What happens if they poke the eyeball through the? Oh man.
Yeah.
You gotta be careful, man. But that's a good idea, though, if you think about it for women.
Yeah.
But, I mean.
Yeah, the lady that used to do my nails, her makeup, all of her makeup is tattooed on.
Yeah.
Wow.
All of it.
Can you imagine the healing process of that?
Yeah, that would hurt.
Oh, man.
I don't know about anyone else, but I wouldn't trust needles by my eyes.
Yeah.
No. Oh, no.
Well, you've got like thousands of needles pumping through there to put that freaking tattoo ink in there. And like, no way.
I think the highest they go for I got 17. Mine is 16 needles wide for shading. And yeah, I wouldn't imagine.
I do tattoos. I've got 21 myself. I've seen a 20 round shader before.
Yeah, have you? Yeah, my biggest I had used on me was a 16. I believe you told me, but by then it's none anyway. But I don't do the 2 setting stuff. I just go for it.
Kryptonite says, I just woke up from a nap, guys. You said that, Red.
You just said that, man.
Oh, he's saying that because I was like, Arcade, you're late.
Drop that like. We got 33 likes on this. That's awesome.
So, I mean, I know we know that we need to know the basic editing, not editing.
Oh, I suck at editing. I mean,
we want cool intro, just basic stuff like that. Nothing with the videos, just, like, did you hear that pop up on the screen? Just basic stuff that you can tell it's not fake.
Yeah.
Just like cool intros, outros, or whatever. So we don't know how to do that.
I did have a Ouija session, and I uploaded it. I can't remember the name of the video. I really wish I could, because during that, and I mean, I have nothing going at the time except the camera and me doing the Ouija session alone. It wasn't live. It was just a video. And you can hear at one point during that, a weird voice says, no, we're not. And that was so creepy. And then later on, a whisper said yes.
I mean, loud as can be.
Yeah.
Wow. Without a headset on, you could hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Mama Rock says, I cannot find the link. Hold on, I'll add you again.
Yeah, we're going to have to jump off. We're going to. Yeah.
Oh, I can't. Jojo, can you add Mama Rock again? She's in the chat.
I was waiting for that.
Okay. I was looking for the little dude to click on there, and I was going to add her, and I was like, wait a minute, this is on Brian's channel.
Yeah. I haven't totally learned how to add people to the Google Hangout yet. So like JoJo does it all for me.
Yeah, I don't know that stuff either. She does all that. I'm just kind of like the camera guy.
I don't know how to start one out. I would like to learn though, so that I can have people up on my panel as well. You know, I think that'd be awesome.
Oh yeah.
If you guys go to my channel, I actually have a tutorial video that shows you how to use Google Hangouts to do a panel.
Awesome.
And the video's there. It just read the descriptions. It's in there.
Thank you. I most certainly will. Thank you. That'll help us a lot.
Also, another thing that I used when I first started out to make intros, it's called Intro Maker. It's an app on your phone, and you can upload the video to your YouTube and then set it to private, and then, or save it on your phone. That way, if you want to edit from your phone, which I do most of my editing from my phone with Splice, I can just pull that out of my photos and edit that in, and then edit the video on after that, and then I can put an outro in too.
Yeah.
It's real easy to do.
Wow.
You can get the apps on your phone. Most of them are free. Now, like with Intro Maker, if you want the HD designs and things like that, you're going to end up doing an in-app purchase, but I think it's like $3.99 or $5.99, something like that. Some of them are more expensive. Some of them are less, but the free ones to get you started, they work.
Yeah, we've done it.
Looks pretty cool.
She's done. If you've seen ours, I mean, she's done it.
I've done a couple. I'm not that great.
She's experimented with it a little bit, but then again, it comes the time factor. And
the computer that we had, though, it had Power Director Pro Plus on it or something.
Yeah.
And that's what I was using to edit. And I mean, it
Power.
did okay, but.
What do you use?
KindMaster.
Yeah, JoJo uses KindMaster.
KindMaster.
I was using Fillmore ago. I liked it.
I hate Fillmore though.
But after a while, it stopped letting me like put regular still photos into the videos, and I wanted to be able to do that. So that's why I started using the it's called Splice by GoPro. And it does a decent HD video, and it doesn't have the big thing across the middle of the screen like film effects.
Mm-hmm.
So
Ghost Finder says check out Panzoid. You can get some intros there too.
Yeah.
I've seen some of
Panzoid.
his videos too, and he's got some pretty good editing on a lot of his videos. Really good.
Oh yeah, he does.
Yeah, if you go to my channel, I've left mine like when Green Bay Wacky and Cab 7 and them guys on Fireman CV and them was doing like the channel reviews and things like that. Mine is actually like a progression from start, first video to current with like the editing and the thumbnails and everything. It's kind of a history. So you go back to my first video and you see how it progressively has come up.
Oh yeah.
Quality, up to date, and things like that. So it's like
I think all channels do that.
You see me like live on a location. It's all grainy and nasty and everything. And I learned, well, don't try to go live when you're out filming someplace. Just film it and then upload it after the fact. Make sure you're working the tags in the Creator Studio when you edit the, in there. Use TubeBuddy. TubeBuddy works. It will give you an idea of your tags. What kind of tags you should be using.
Yeah, we have TubeBuddy.
So a decent thumbnail that's been working for us has been the Ouija board itself. Honestly, I mean the photo of the Ouija board draws attention to and it's a Ouija session, and I know it's basic, but
Yeah.
You know, it's been working because if you look on the views and everyone that has the Ouija board as the thumbnail has the most views.
Hmm.
So something's right there. I know it's kind of cheapish, but it's working.
Oh yeah.
And
But I like to have one of like a real snapshot of something, you know, that we've caught.
We'll get better. But I do want to go check out those videos, Ghost Mafia, that you're talking about. I think that's awesome. That way I can learn how to do hangouts and do the panels. And, you know, I would really like to get some people up on our panel, you know.
Rick Kryptonite says, I need to find someone to make video gaming YouTube banners.
Yeah.
You already know
Weaves
somebody, Red. Go to Weaves, man. Talk to Weaves.
Weaves is awesome for that.
Yeah, I started a gaming channel just for the giggles and just something different, you know.
I can't remember what I made. He's got a gaming channel as well. I made his gaming banner, but I can't remember what it was called, the thing that I used. But it was free. It was all free. I'll try to find out and let you know,
It's
Red.
just a simple thing. It was just it's just a simple black background. It says Southland Gaming on it.
But I mean, you can make it any way you want in there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It was real simple, basic. You know, 5 minutes and done. 5 minutes and out, done deal. I'm sure we could have spent more time, you know, with it, but I just wanted something on there.
Well, he has seen the backyard.
Yeah. Yeah, RK, check out Weaves World. He'll get that all set up, dude. He's the man for that. Weaves actually did my banner for my channel.
And your thumbnail.
And my thumbnail.
Awesome.
The one that JoJo's using there that's muted. The little alien looking dude.
The cool looking dude.
Yeah, I like that. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool. Me and Dave were just talking about how cool that looks.
Yeah.
That's Brian in the morning.
Like, how do you do that?
That's me in the morning.
That's me without coffee.
Me too.
Coffee's best, man.
Brian was supposed to make some before the show.
Yeah, I didn't have time to before the show.
Yeah, we got to get up in like 4 hours.
Oh.
I don't know if
But
Mom
it's
is
just
still in
another
the
day
chat,
at work.
but-
Ain't nothing
Oh yeah.
to do, you know.
I added Mama.
I know. Still waiting for Mama Rock.
I thought she was coming up.
I added her.
We should get Lou up with Mama Rock.
Lou was live earlier, said he felt better. I'm waiting to get in. It says, please wait. Huh.
Tell her to close it out and do it again.
Close it out, Mama Rock, and then click it again.
Sometimes you have to do it a couple
Sometimes
times.
you have to do it a couple times.
It's done that to me before, too.
It's Google.
Wow.
$17 watching. We're actually coming
So we'll have to have,
somebody
we'll
must
have to remember the Thursday nights at 9.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but we're never on time starting, so.
Oh, yeah.
It's late. You'll probably catch us right on
Oh, don't worry. Neither are we. If I say 8, it's going to be between 8 and 9.
Oh, yeah.
I think our viewers have started to catch on now because I was in the chat at 9 o'clock and there was just me.
Yeah. It's like, wow, they're going to be late again, guys. You know.
No,
we're bad for that.
Yeah. Like normally we're on time, but
no,
not all the time.
No, we're never on time.
No, never. I'll just say that. We're never on time.
Never on time.
Now, is there a limit? Is there a limit on your panel people? Like, can you only have so many people pulled up?
10
you can
guests.
have up to 10 people on panel.
Yeah.
And that is, including yourself, of course.
Right.
Like we've got 4 spots right now, so we're good for about 6 more. But
oh, that's cool. That's something to know.
Now, I'm told with like OBS streams and things like that, with certain programs, I think it's Zoom, you can have up to like 30 people on a panel on Zoom, which is crazy. I've never actually seen it done, but I know people that use it and said, yeah, you can have as many people as you want on there.
Do we have OBS?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we use it sometimes for green screen things, but
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
that's really all we use it for is just for the live.
Well, we have another crazy channel called A Pair of Not Normals. And it's basically just all comedy. We're just starting that one out. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's not for children. Dave's crazy.
It's like anything goes, like nothing, no nudity or nothing like that. But
JoJo's channel.
Like if
Hey, hold on. Depends how out there they get.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's. I mean, like if I'm driving down the road and there's an example, and there's horses or cows out there doing something, I'm gonna film it.
Oh God.
You know what I'm saying? That's what kind of channel it's gonna be. I don't care. I want people. See, he's laughing. That's what I want. I want.
He'll be up there. Look at the size of that wiener.
See, that is a channel that I'm wanting to do too. You know, and I'm wanting people to laugh and enjoy themselves. You know, put a smile on somebody's face or whatever. That's the channel that's gonna be.
If it makes you feel better, I've had lunatics ass on my channel. Literally.
Yep.
Mine too.
Mine as well. He's mooned us. And he goes into the stores and that, and he'll name us off certain ways. It's funny. On the Takeover Tuesdays that JoJo has. It's hilarious.
Yeah, we got to try to get kicked out of Walmart video on our Southland. That's way down there.
But the pharmacy was closed, and he was going to go ask for some of the most ridiculous stuff. And I was like, I'm so embarrassed.
Yeah, it was like too late at night when we did that. It's on our video somewhere. It's like, let's see if we get kicked out of Walmart. And I did some pretty crazy stuff in there, but it's the kind of channel that's going to be.
I mean, like, he was playing with toys, riding bikes, and hula hooping, and
getting up on the second shelf and landing, sitting back in the recliner, and just stupid shit like that.
Yeah.
It's just to, I don't know, cheer people up, maybe. I don't know.
Oh, she's having trouble still getting in. Mama Rock is.
Yeah, I was looking to see if I had her in a private hangouts, but I don't have her in a private hangouts.
I don't either yet.
I'm trying. I'm working diligently.
Hate to.
You know what? Maybe I can do it from my phone and put it right into. Hold on, let me try something.
yeah, we just now finally started making merch too. We had never even thought about it, and we were doing a live stream one night, and somebody asked us to, and I was like, I don't know how to do that. And then, somebody told me how to do it. So, I mean, that's something totally new to us as well.
Can you do me a favor? Oh.
Yeah.
I was going to say run him up so I can sit, but...
I can.
You
can sit here and talk to them if you want for a few minutes. I gotta run Falcon up to bed, so JoJo's gonna take my spot for a minute.
I'll just talk on here.
They grow up way too fast.
Yep.
Way too fast.
So, outside of work, like, what kind of work do you do? Because, like, a lot of paranormal people I've seen, their work isn't anything close to what they actually do for paranormal.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, you're not going to believe this, but I actually make sewer pipelines.
Really?
Yes.
Cool.
The liners that
Mama
go
Rock,
inside.
I just sent that directly to your text message. Should be able to, right there in the text message from me to you on your phone, you should be able to click on that link and that should bring you in.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully that works.
Yeah. So you make the sewer lines.
Yes. Dave also works at the same place I do, and he makes the larger, like, underground
Water
drain pipes.
What it
and
is
stuff.
a big clothy tube thing. Could be 1,000 foot long, and if the pipes and sewer lines way down in there are busted or anyway, they take this what we make and they turn it inside out and they blow it through there, and it actually they add a resin to it and it hardens and it makes a new tube. It's a badass invention that is the only. We work for the only company in the world that makes these that makes these liners for these pipes, underground pipes.
It's like replacement pipes.
Yeah, and it's strangely made. Like they get it fed in there through one side to the other, and then they blow it up with air or water with pressure, and they add this stuff to it that makes it harder than concrete. That it's unbreakable. Yeah,
they use those in like New York City where the old sewer lines
we make those
are actually like cobblestone basically, and they'll put this tube in there and they'll inflate it and it goes the length of the
we make those tubes
of it, and it fills that it fills up with like a hardened styrofoam, and the styrofoam will harden as hard as concrete.
Exactly.
And it re-walls those sewer pipes and drainage systems that are hundreds of years old.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what we do. We make those liners. That's exactly what we do. And
pretty cool.
And we're the only company in the U.S. that makes those pipes, those tubes.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, and a company called Granite. Actually, he just said it. Granite just bought out this little company, and Granite is huge. So we're gonna like expand like big time, and hopefully make a hell of a lot more money.
Yeah.
I mean, so that's what we do.
Some of the tubes that they make back there where he's at, like I said, he makes the bigger ones. I make the small sewer lines. Like for your home or something.
We make like 4 foot round, in radius.
But some of those cost up to $1 million.
No, we just sent out a $5 million bag last week.
Yeah. Yeah.
On a semi, had to be stacked on a semi itself, and it was like 3.76 million for that one bag. We call them bags, but they're tubes. But yeah, it's pretty. We lucked out because this other company bought it before it was crap company. We were putting out, no profit at all, and this big company's bought them out, and now it's booming. And because they got the money. This big company's got the money to make it better. That's what they did. They invested all this money in it, and so yeah, that's what we do.
That's pretty cool, though.
That's awesome.
You would have thought of it, though, would you?
Well, I can tell you a career path I'm going.
Awesome.
I had the wife put me through for police foundations today. So I'm going to be going through to be a police officer.
Awesome.
So but I do know that it's going to be like a risky job. So
yes.
JoJo made a joke with me. She's like, "So you're going to be a police officer and paranormal investigator?" It's like, what a match, right?
One of the guys on my line, is actually in that program. He is a He's got so many hours in, like he can do like corrections officer or
Yeah.
a jailer or
Security.
constable maybe, and he has to have so many hours in like a sheriff's car or like ride-alongs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
He's in that stage as well, so that's pretty cool.
Oh yeah. I'm excited. I'm just worried because like you got to feel what it's like to be tased. You got to get shot in the vest, and you got to get pepper sprayed in the eyes and bean bagged and.
Yeah, I was in the military. I know how that shit feels. It's not pretty.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. They got to do it all to you, so you know how the other people feel.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll make it.
Oh yeah.
It's not near as bad as it looks. Just don't eat anything. If you know when you're gonna get tased, don't eat anything because you will shit.
Oh yeah.
I'm telling you, don't eat anything. If you know the day it's coming, just don't eat anything.
I wouldn't drink a lot either because I've heard of people pissing their pants.
But they're used to that. They know, you know.
Yeah, they have the change of clothes and everything else.
They're like, yeah, let's fuck with the new guy. But if you know ahead of time, you'll be ready.
Yeah.
It can't be any worse than what I do to you on day to day.
There you go.
Yeah.
I still can't get Mama Rock in here for some reason. I even sent it to her direct message to her actual phone number.
Wow.
Really?
I don't know why Google. I mean, she was in the call once. She should be able to just
hop right back in.
Wait a minute.
Hang on. I'll see what I can do.
It says, I am waiting to get in. I don't know why it's not working.
Huh.
She's on the computer, right?
I even went in and made sure that the link, joining by link, was turned on.
Yeah.
Hold on, though. Is she opening it via computer?
Huh?
No, yeah.
Probably the phone. I don't know. It might be on a computer.
Did something hit the wall?
You guys got a lot of activity in your house, don't you?
Yes, we do. It is crazy.
I can hear some of it.
She's typing in the chat. He says,
yeah, we were just sitting here and something hit the wall.
I mean, she'll set up a camera all night on like our bedroom, but like I said, this new crapper loaner won't hold the clips. They won't hold enough.
The only thing I can say that I have caught sitting that camera up at night is it keeps zooming my camera in and out and moves my camera. That's the only thing that I can catch. Our camera does not auto zoom. I set it to where it gets a certain view. I don't put it on auto zoom. The camera moves to the left or to the right.
It's on a tripod.
Yeah.
Stable.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I've been able to catch during the night.
That's insane.
And noises. There's been a few orbs.
Yeah, we see a few orbs.
Oh yeah.
We can't upload it. Unless it takes hours and hours. You think of 12-minute clips is all you can get.
Oh yeah.
And then you're looking at say a 5-6 hour night.
Mm-hmm.
Every 12, you gotta edit. You gotta look at every 12 minutes. It takes time, and there again is a time factor. So people don't realize how much work we put into, and everybody the paranormal or any channel puts into their channel. They're not realizing the time it takes to
it does take a lot of time for YouTube, and I mean any YouTuber knows that.
It takes a long, long time.
Yes, it does.
Especially for YouTube to upload it too.
Yes.
Anything you do on YouTube takes a long, long time.
Unless you play Fortnite.
I've been on here since. There she is. Mama Rock is in.
Hey, Mama Rock.
You made it.
How's it going?
Congress to get here. Holy crap.
Yeah.
What the heck? I finally had to give up and just go get my phone.
Yeah.
Huh.
Ow.
The computer wouldn't
I
connect.
don't know why it says I'm waiting. I'm in the room. It says you are waiting. You are about to join Hangouts on air, but it wouldn't let me go in the room.
Wouldn't
That's
put
odd.
the blue
Lay
join
down.
button down there at the bottom?
See,
Lay
look.
down. No,
Lay down.
lay down.
Huh. So weird.
I was getting frustrated. I was like, what the heck is going on? I can't get in the room. And you were saying, Ma, did you get in there yet? No.
Yeah, hey, Coop 437, how's it going?
Just gonna go off for a minute.
Yeah.
Well, Mama Rock, you're on here with Brian's Paranormal, Ghost Mafia, and Southland Paranormal. I don't know if you know Southland Paranormal or not.
Never.
Hello,
They-
Mama Rock.
They do
Hi.
a lot of like Ouija board stuff and investigations and things like that.
I'm not too keen on the Ouija board, but I'm with the rest of this stuff.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
That's the way I am. I don't mess with it. If I don't understand it, I don't mess with it, you know?
Yeah, it's to everybody's liking. It's just something
Exactly.
really. I wonder if I turn my phone this way if I get to see everybody. Yay! Lou's got all the stands for the phone. So.
Ow.
You got like an echo or something coming in with you.
Ow.
Oh God! Let's see. What do I got going on here?
You might have to mute your YouTube.
Yeah, I may have. Maybe I'm coming in on the other one now. Who knows?
Sounds good now.
Oh, yeah.
Now it's working.
Okay.
Yeah.
The other one must have been. I must have been finally getting into the room.
Yeah.
It's like,
So how was Lou's investigation? Was it good?
It's good. He does so many of them now that it's, to me, spooky.
Yeah.
Because I'm on the other side watching what's going on. I'm not there. But that's about to change. Because Mama's going to be going out with him. But he does so well at them. And we were looking at some places today while we were out. And it's not so easy to find some of these places. Massachusetts has like crazy paranormal stuff. We have underground railroads, underground tunnels. We have mental institutions that are boarded up. We have hospitals that are boarded up.
Wow. I've been missing all this.
All throughout. Plus, we have Lizzie Borden. We have the Morgan House. We have quite a few things around here. We just... it's hard to, we've been without a car for a little while, so we're kind of like at a standstill. But we're back with 4 wheels again. Yay! And that means back to the investigations again, full force.
Oh, yeah.
But Lou is more into the investigations, and he's not as chicken as I am. I'm a chicken.
Yeah.
I went to the cemetery. Have you guys seen the one where we went to the Masonic cemetery where I was wearing a cast?
Yeah.
At one point, we're in the middle of the cemetery, and I hear somebody talking to me. And he's way over on the other side. And he yells over to me, "Ma, are you talking to me?" And I said, "I thought I was. Where are you?" And after that, I got so scared, I just turned and ran and went into the car and locked the car and stayed in there and would not come out.
Oh, yeah.
That's okay. I was hearing something. But the weirdest thing that happened the other day when Boomer and I were in a private call, we were sitting right here. I'm sitting here. And all of a sudden, this big red orb, and I mean, it was like fire red, just shot from behind my back straight up to the ceiling. And Boomer, I looked at it and I'm like, is that really what I'm seeing? But Boomer stuck his finger out and said, "Oh my God, did you just see that?" So I knew I wasn't imagining it, I was like, oh my God, freaky. But I think this house that we live in is actually like some kind of a nexus of some sort. Crazy stuff happens around here.
Nice.
But he's out. He's not out yet. But he's out. scope into the places.
Southland, do you have, sorry to interrupt, Mama. Southland, do you have a YouTube channel open where you're listening to it?
Yes.
Okay. This is echoing back.
That's what that noise was. I didn't
Yeah,
know.
that's what that is. It's echoing back.
I have it muted.
Okay.
Yes, it's echoing back every time somebody talks. We could hear it. I don't know what it is.
Okay, let me try to turn it off and see if that helps. Okay.
Okay.
I usually come in with all that noise.
Does that help?
That fixed it. Whatever it was.
Okay.
It's
Sorry.
It's okay.
No, I was just trying to chat.
Oh yeah, you can like
on
mute
the call. If you're on your phone, you can actually be on the call, and when you open up the chat for YouTube, hit your volume button. It'll turn the volume down on the video, not on the call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do it with my phone all the time.
So, what was her name?
Southland Paranormal. That's Michelle and Dave.
Okay,
Yeah.
Michelle.
Right.
So where are you guys at? What are you guys up to?
I'm sorry, what'd you say? What are we up to?
Yeah, where are you guys located at?
We are located in southern Indiana. We're about an hour away from Louisville.
Cool.
That's
and how
awesome.
long have you been doing this for?
Since about March.
Oh wow, so you're a newbie too.
A newbie, yes.
That's cool.
Yes.
That's cool. The more the merrier. It's just amazing. Do you guys use the spirit box?
Yes.
Isn't that a lot of fun?
Oh yeah, we love it.
Yeah, we
Southland. One of the things that you don't know about Mama Rock is Mama Rock and Boomer does a show on Saturdays where they highlight new channels as well.
Yeah,
things like that, and they do talks. So
we do interviews sometimes. We do cards. We do all kinds of stuff on that show. The reason I started it like that though had to do more with the people that we were running into and getting everybody together, letting everybody know who everybody is. And then, you know, we've been doing it for quite a while, me and Boomer, but things have been kind of rough on both ends for a couple of months. So it's been a hit or miss thing. But I've been looking for other places to go to watch new channels because, you know, you get tired of watching the same old thing after a while.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the paranormal show, so I'm definitely interested in catching up with you now. I'm wearing my pajamas.
I'm wearing my pajamas too.
Oh yeah.
I lay down with the baby and most of the time I fall asleep and I didn't want to.
I'm in my pajamas in bed. That's why my camera is not on.
Late later, so actually comfortable and cozy.
I don't want to get charged for decent exposure, you know.
What have you investigated? Have you done much? I'm gonna have to go check out your channel.
We're just now getting into investigations. We don't have a whole lot of time. We work a lot, so.
How'd you end up? How'd you end up? What? Yeah. No, why? And not JoJo and Brian. I'm talking about South Landing. Mind your business.
Does Lou want an invitation? We can get Lou on here too. Okay.
See, I can't get away with nothing on my own with him around.
All right, Ghost. I'll be right back.
He's monitoring my chat. I do it to him too, though. More than he knows. Like I want to do something really. I want to go to Salem actually.
Tell him check his text messages.
Check your text messages, Lou. He said send it to him on Facebook, Ghost.
All right.
That's what you guys should have did with me. I would have found you right away.
See, a lot of our problem is, investigation wise, is we live in like the flatlands country where there's nothing, there's no asylums, there's no hospitals, there's no
Oh wow.
this, that, and the other. I mean, we live in buried land.
How about the abandoned buildings? You don't have any?
No, I mean,
Not in this little town that we live in. I mean, we would have to travel a
yeah,
little
we'd
bit.
have to definitely do some traveling.
But as I said, you know, we have a couple of investigations coming up from a few phone calls that we've gotten from people that, you know, they have haunted things going on and they want, you know, a paranormal investigator to come check it out.
Yeah, we put some flyers up and stuff like that, and trying to get our name out, and trying to, well, we're doing the Seeking the Truth, and we tell them that.
Y'all have to come on Saturday when we do film stuff.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Come on up and be guests, you know?
Yeah, that'd be awesome. We'd love to.
Oh, God, don't tell me. I need to go chase my plug down now, guys.
Sure.
Tell Lou he should have it in his messenger now.
It should be there, Lou. He said it was going to take him a couple minutes to get in because he was doing something, probably editing another darn video.
I know last night he was there, and he's like gone, and he's like, here, handle this. And he's gone. He was like back and forth. I know he wasn't feeling well.
I want to go out on an investigation right now. I want to go out. But it's the way the places that Lou goes to are so dangerous. Some of them that I'm scared to go.
I mean, there's woods and
what was that?
There's like forests and woods and stuff that we can just like nature hike in and kind of rumble around in the Hoosier National Forest and stuff, and maybe
that's pretty cool.
Sit down and do a session, spirit box session in the middle of the woods or something.
How about old cemeteries? You got any old cemeteries around?
Yes. We were just talking about that earlier. We have a cemetery right on the left side of our house. Oh. And about a week ago, we found out we have another one on the right side of our house. So we live close to 2 cemeteries.
Cool. That's a good place to start.
We got some pretty good spirit box session videos out.
Most of our activity.
Are you using the SB7?
No, we don't have it yet. We're getting ready to buy it though.
What do you use?
We've been using apps like the Portal, but we're wanting to get, the SB7. We were all just talking about that earlier.
Actually, out of all things that we had the SB11, we've tried apps, we've tried everything, but there is nothing that works like the SB7, believe me. That box, the minute you turn it on, not always, because they don't always communicate with you. Sometimes they don't want to,
Right.
And then you got to also be careful and make sure you keep yourself protected, because we've had incidents one after the other, thinking, like I did a live feed one morning when I was doing Mama in the morning. And I said in the live feed that morning, I ain't afraid of no damn spirit. They ain't gonna mess with me. And the next morning, I ended up with a broken hand. So, those kind of things don't come out of my mouth anymore.
Wow.
I've still got to get. I still got Lou's package that I got to get mailed out. I've got his Connect sitting right here in front of me, and I still haven't got it met. I still haven't got it mailed out yet.
Listen, Ghost, we know how that goes. Believe me.
Yeah, I'm the worst at sending out mail. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah. Well, me too second, because I hate anything that has to do with going to the post office.
Right.
It's like you go to the post office, you're there for freaking 20 minutes, sitting in a line waiting for somebody to tell you, oh, you're in the wrong line, go over there. You're like, you know, put up a damn sign. But
Well, guys,
I'm here tonight, JoJo and Brian. That's so cool. Ghost, you guys. I'm glad to meet new people too. And I'm going to definitely check out your channel. Like I said, come on over on Saturday night. We start at like 9:30.
awesome.
Ghost can lead you the way, or any one of these guys, because they know us.
Awesome. Thank you.
And we'll do a highlight with you guys. That'd be fine too. I love to do that kind of stuff, but I'm more like into the interview type thing.
Right.
Boomer's the one that interjects and makes it fun, I guess. Yes, I don't know. My ideas are different than some people's, but then they're the same, you know. And I do cards. I do oracle cards. I did tarot cards for years. And I recently stopped doing tarot cards just because of an incident that took place with another person from YouTube. And it was so sad for me that I just decided I'm done with this.
Now, I actually have a couple of questions about that, Mom. Is there precautions you need to take when preparing to do tarot readings or anything like that? I mean,
like anything else, you're opening up a realm of communication, and yes, you always want to make sure that you're protected in a good way. I've just since I was about 15 years old, and everybody has a method of doing it, but mine is always prayer before and after when I'm closing. Not so protective as when you're using the spirit box, but anytime you use a Ouija board, crystals, what do you call it, pendulums, things of those nature, you're calling on spirits, and there are as many good as there is bad. So you want to make sure that you're protected, and no one knows like that any more than Lura. If they're gonna attack, they're gonna attack them.
Well, guys, I hate to have to cut it short, but we have to be up at 3:45 in the morning to go to work. Yeah.
Good. Where do you work?
We actually make, well, we just went, we were
I'm
talking about it earlier. I make sewer pipelines, and we work at the same company, and my husband makes like the big drain pipelines, like, you know, for cities, underground pipelines.
The replacement lines.
Yeah, the replacement lines.
Wow. That's a serious job.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you have a good day at work tomorrow. It's been very nice talking to you, and I hope to do that again.
Yes, me too. It's nice to meet you. And thank all of you for inviting us. I really appreciate it. We had a great time tonight.
Sorry I missed the first one, guys.
that's all right,
Thank
Mom.
you for coming on, you guys. It was great.
Hey, I appreciate the invite, guys.
No
Very
problem.
nice. I hope you all have a great night, and thanks.
You too.
Hello.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, I jumped up, put Falcon to bed, and had a quick puff of a smoke, and came back in.
Where you
And
went to? I was like, man, he's really be in the background. Like, I seen the little cubic box that your thing was in and your camera was on, and it's just kind of this eerie, grainy, dark. You see the corner of the couch, but you see this like wall or curtain behind you, and it's really eerie, creepy, kind of reminiscent of Silent Hill or something like that. Like,
yeah,
I was like, I'm just waiting for the curtain to start moving or something, you know?
yeah.
Dude, don't mention that after all that's been going on.
Oh, Ghost, now that he's in bed, we'll let you know everything. Like, we were on a live Mama Rock with our Google Hangouts call with Ghost.
After our son's life.
After we did our son's pumpkin carving and that, and our one DVD shelf, everything got pulled off.
No, that was earlier in the day.
Like, everything got thrown off the shelf and on the floor.
That would have scared
the one morning.
Cup of coffee.
Yep, I got hit with a flying cup of coffee. I set it down to getting ready to stir it, and something like flew the cup onto my leg with the burning hot coffee and smashed the cup on the floor.
Yo, you need to do a cleansing.
Hold on, though.
Yeah.
That's not it. That's not it. Because when after we shut down that live, the lights were off, and Ghost and Red Kryptonite will actually be able to tell you they watched our light turn on by itself.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
We were all upstairs the one day.
Over the camera. There was nobody touching any light switch anywhere.
Oh my God. That was like, listen to this. One day I'm sitting in the kitchen, I'm making dinner.
Yeah.
And my daughter-in-law is sitting at the table, which we're talking to each other back and forth. We're not really paying attention to anything else. Someone walked into my house, and I'm just not going to say who it was, but they walked into the house. They walked past us and into Lou Rock's room. As soon as they walked past us, I have a little hallway that you walk down, and it connects to all the rooms.
Yeah.
As soon as that person passed the threshold of my kitchen and went into the other room, he was all the way down the hallway. I turned to Kathy, and I was talking to her. And all of a sudden, my top of my trash barrel in my kitchen, it's red. It flew right across the whole room under the table at Kathy's feet.
Wow.
She looks at me, I look at her, and I said, "What the hell was that?" She says to me, "Don't ask me. You're the one that plays with ghosts, you idiot." And she got the room. It's like,
well, like all this week, shit's been going on, and like we were upstairs. Us, Falcon, all the animals were upstairs, and we heard our doors open and slam.
Yep.
Okay.
Is Lou having a problem getting in?
Yeah, he is. He said he can't get in.
Huh. That is so weird.
He said usually if you send the link right straight to his name on Facebook, it can pop right in.
Oh, yeah.
I did
But
that.
I was having a hard time getting in too. It wouldn't let me. It would. I'm talking to you.
Listen to Lou.
Sorry, guys.
Try to resend it again. See.
He's gonna try to resend.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to do it from the computer this time instead of my phone.
I'm half deaf, so when I get loud, it's because I don't hear myself talk.
It's all right. My mom's the same way.
He's
It's
in
like
the
I'm
chat.
almost 60, guys. You know, I mean, I have the right to be lack of hearing and a little brain dead sometimes.
Well, look what you put up with, right?
Oh God, it's not that bad.
I know.
No, he spends a lot of time editing, and he spends a lot of time scouting, and it's a lot of work. You never realize how much work YouTube is. You know, it's not like a normal job where you go home at 5 o'clock and you can go have dinner and sit down and do whatever you want. It's like at 5 o'clock you sit down and you're editing a video, you know, or you're looking through pictures or looking for something to scope out to do the next day. You know, it's like never ending. But it is fun. I like it. Lou loves it. I don't know. It's got its scary moments too. It's got some really scary moments. It's like, and don't ever test spirits because they win hands down.
Oh yeah, they'll win every single time.
You don't see them, they see you. You know, so it's like a little unfair there, but I don't know. I mean, Lou has had some real crazy experiences with it. I have not really had too many, but the couple that I have had have been enough for me to know to be cautious. Especially when things go flying in your house. Be careful, because my suggestion would be to you to do this, because this is what I was taught to do. Get yourself some selenite sticks. Get 4 of them and put one in each corner of the outside of your house. Bury it right into the ground.
Yeah.
Okay, what is selenite?
Selenite is, let me see if Lou's got one. I'll show you. Hold on a minute. I'll be right back.
Okay. I just sent that to Lou again, too. It's in his Facebook Messenger.
Hey, Brian Knight. How's it going, man? And Southland, thank you so much for coming on. I love you guys so much. We'll be sure to check out all your paranormal vids when they're dropped.
And remember, I'm usually lurking in there somewhere.
Yep.
Or should
Still
I
working.
say? There we go. Had to get the echo down.
All right, I guess we don't know what.
So I walked out on the front porch.
But anyway, selenite, I'm sorry. Selenite is it's like a cloudy looking stick, and it's, if you get it wet, it will melt. It's almost like a salt stick.
Okay.
But what they say to do is bury it and it absorbs into the ground, and it's for protection. It protects your home. And it also the people in it. You know, I just like to be very overly cautious. I have maybe a selenite stick, but then I got a big, huge crucifix about this big.
Yeah.
And different things that I believe in. But everybody has their own beliefs and how they protect themselves, you know, and some people don't feel they need the protection. You know, I just think that's faring not on the cautious side, you know.
Yeah.
When you play with ghosts, you got to be careful. Definitely. And I like to say that in a way, when you play with ghosts, because I think in my head like Ghostbusters, you know what I mean? But I think it's very serious. I think you can actually get hurt if you don't do things the proper way.
Brian Knight says, I've got all kinds of paranormal videos. He says, I've got Mary and angels visiting my house.
That's cool. That's the way it goes. I'm a Mary and an angel person too. I love angels. Been with me since I was born. You too. Everybody's got their own. It's like, anyway, that's my belief. You know, it doesn't mean that everybody believes that, but it's what I do believe.
He says, I've got a video of Mary, angels, demons, the Satan face, even a dragon.
That's kind of scary. That's scary.
I'm going to have to go check out Brian's channel, watch some of his videos.
When I was a young girl, I was like maybe 15 or so. I was in this foster home, and the woman that I was in the foster home with was a very religious lady. And we had taken a trip by plane to Florida for Disney. She was taking us all to Disney. And we were in the plane, and she snaps a picture out the window of the plane. Click. Didn't think nothing of it. We all went home. A couple weeks later, she develops the film, because, you know, back then they were developing film. It wasn't like today. I come from the late 50s and the early 60s, so things were a little bit different back then. And she developed the film, and she brought it home, and she was crying when she walked in the door, and everybody else was like freaking out. She went to get pictures. Why is she crying, you know? She pulled out the pictures, and I wish that I would have grabbed a copy of this picture, because back then it didn't mean anything to me. You know, it was like, yeah, whatever. But today it would mean a whole lot to me.
Right.
It looked like the face of Christ with an angel standing right beside him. And it was sitting on a cloud just outside the window of the plane. Do you know, I was so scared. She gave me the picture, and she said, here, you can put it in your room or whatever you want to do with it. So I put it underneath my pillow that night to go to sleep. I tell you, I couldn't sleep for nothing. I was scared to death. I took that I took the picture and I put it in the hallway. I closed my door and I stayed completely away from it. I shouldn't have been, because what it signified was something beautiful, but it scared me. It scared me. I was a young girl. I didn't really, I see it and I can see it. And it's not something that somebody can say that's not there. It's your imagination, because everyone that looked at that picture said the same thing. It looks like God with an angel, And so I do not know what.
It does.
Oh. But it just goes to show you that there's so much more to life than what we really are aware of. And we're delving into an area where we don't know. How many paranormals do you know are professionals?
Exactly.
And it's because there's just so little information out there. We're kind of like the professionals. We're the ones actually opening the doors for it. There has been a few before us, but not really many. And we've got like a whole community going on. So it's kind of cool. I think it's neat.
Mm-hmm.
And our community is really an awesome community. I mean, it's like everybody cares about what's going on. And death and spirit.
I just removed you from the Hangouts conversation. Let me drop you another link and see if that fixes the problem, because it says you were in here. So if you click the link and try to come in, it may say you're already in this conversation. I removed you from the conversation. Let's try to get them in here again.
It's like, I wonder why that's given us such a hard time.
I don't know.
It was crazy. I was trying, and finally I was just like giving up. I was like, okay, let me just write to them and tell them I'm here, but it won't let me in.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm gonna go to his Facebook. I'm gonna drop the link one more time. Okay. Maybe that'll bring him in.
And Lou's been out there a lot. And he goes in, he's so brave. He goes into these crazy places. He makes me nuts.
Yeah.
And if you guys do that, just be really careful, because it's not only you going into those buildings, but there's a lot of things in those buildings that are dangerous.
Oh, yeah.
It was like, I was just reading about an underground bomb shelter. Not a bomb shelter. An underground testing center where they tested bombs. And it's like not far from us at all. And I was like, ooh, that would be a great place to go. The only thing is the radiation factor is so high that it's dangerous. You can't just go in there.
Yeah.
I want to say it was 1994. 1994. It was before me and my first wife, were married. But we were together. We lived together at the time. And a friend of ours that we worked with at the newspaper, he was hanging out at his house, and he's like, "You want to see something cool?" And he brings out this marionette. It's a puppet. It was a Howdy Doody puppet, like one of the original Howdy Doody puppets.
Those things are creepy.
Like, wow, that's really cool. I was like, "Where did you find that at?" He says, "I found this in an abandoned house over in Bridgeport." I was like, "Really? Is an abandoned house like a haunted house?" He's like, "Yeah. You want to go check it out?" I said, "Yeah, let's go check this place out." So we go over there to find this abandoned house. We go through it. It's abandoned. It's been sitting empty for years and years and years. It probably wasn't even safe to go in, because the floors were all bowed and the ceilings were bowed down, and it pretty much been ransacked. There was nothing left in the place. The place was half destroyed. Horsehair plaster busted off the walls with the lap boards behind.
Uh-oh. I think my phone's going boo-boo.
We leave the house and we go out through the backyard, and we start down over the hillside. Well, about 150 feet down over the hill is this big square. It looks like a burn pit. But as we got closer, we noticed that if you look down inside of it, there was about a 40-foot drop to the bottom.
Oh, shoot.
It wasn't a well. There was light in there. So we went down the hill a little bit further, and we found what looked like an entrance to a train tunnel.
Wow.
Okay, that went through this hillside. But when we got down there, there was actually gates on it. Okay, big, like stone and iron gate, what was remnants of stone and iron gates. And you go inside, and it was literally probably almost 100 feet to the back, 40 feet to the ceiling, made in an arch out of old stone, you know, large stone, lime or sandstone, like probably 3 feet wide by 2 foot thick by 2 foot deep stones, right? And the only thing I could come up with is like, okay, you're in Bridgeport, Ohio, which is right there where Wheeling Island and Wheeling, West Virginia sits. And in downtown Wheeling, West Virginia, they had the what they called the auction site. Now it's called Center Market, but the auction house was still there. And they literally still have the stone and shackles where they used to go and auction slaves. The only thing I could think is this was a place where they brought the slaves to before the auction to store them and lock them in. And then they would march them down to Center Market to auction off the slaves.
Wow.
I mean, it was a holding cell for slaves. And it was down over this hillside. And now they have, they tore down the house. You know, it's obviously so many years later now. They've torn down the house. And I think they destroyed that, you know, tunnel. It wasn't a train tunnel because it had a back wall to it and it had gates. So it was some kind of holding cell to put something in, whether it had been cattle or slaves or something. But the only thing I could think it was that was close was the slave auction in downtown Wheeling. And you know, it was the only site around that area that we know of that was anything like that. So it had to go back at least to, you know, pre-Civil War era.
But did the Underground Railroad for where they freed the slaves run through that area?
Oh, yeah.
Because that could have been it.
Yeah,
because
that could have been
as
a
they
big
were
cause
moving
of it.
them, they would put them in like tunnels like that look like a cage to kind of hide them.
Yeah, this was more than just a tunnel. This was 40 feet, 50 feet wide. It would have held hundreds.
That's what I'm saying, though.
At a time, but
that's what I'm saying, though. With the
literally,
Underground Railroad, they
literally
didn't
the
move
Underground
them.
Railroad around here was more like 4 or 5 people from house to house to house, where that slave hold was only a mile from the actual auction site.
Wow.
I mean, it literally looked like you could fit 200-300 people in there easily.
Mm-hmm.
It was too high for them to climb out. There was metal and stone gates that they could shut, lock them in. Like around here, you know, this was a slave area around here where they actually auctioned them off. So you like the actual like Underground Railroad skirted the outskirts of town, not downtown. And a lot of the houses around here, markings you can look for on the chimneys on top of the houses. If the top row of bricks on the chimney is painted white, that was an indication that it was a stop along the Underground Railroad.
Nice. So basically, you could fit like not millions, but thousands of people in there.
Well, hundreds. I mean, they probably packed in, you know, in a place that would have been comfortable for about 250 people. They probably packed in 500. You know what I mean?
Wow.
And those auctions would go on for days, and then they'd pack them onto, like, literally the railroad ran right past the auction site, so they could load them on the train cars and ship them out to different areas going south. I mean, it's a rather morbid chapter in American history when you think about it, but that doesn't mean it didn't happen. And that's just it. A lot of people don't like to talk about things like that. They don't want it out there. They don't want to be reminded of it. But those who don't learn their history are doomed to repeat it.
Oh, yeah.
true.
I mean, just because, you know, American history has some dark chapters, don't sweep it under the rug. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Take the good with the bad.
You have to.
So you got a lot of slave hauntings and things like that in this area. You got a lot of the French and Indian wars that took place through this area and things like that. You know, the Indians being driven off, and you know, the Apache Trail starts right out in Cameron and heads west.
Yeah.
So it's like,
I would think that regardless of where you are in the United States or anywhere else, actually, there's history and lots of it. You know what I mean? We're not the first people here.
Yeah.
And so even the smallest of towns that have nothing have something. You know, you just gotta look around. And once people get the gist of what you're doing, they're going to come running to you anyway. The first little thing.
well, I mean, there's a lot of forgotten history that people are happy to forget about like that.
Yeah.
That's just like this whole Ohio Valley was industry. The railroad industry ran rampant through here. And when the railroad industry started laying down those tracks, they used a lot of Chinese immigrants as slaves to lay those tracks down.
Yeah.
And a lot of times if they would get sick on the job, they'd just kill them and bury them next to the tracks.
Yeah.
I mean, then that happened from East Coast to West Coast.
I was just going to say that there is actually it starts underground in the town of Southbridge, and I believe it runs right to Ohio. I'd have to go look at the history of that again. We called it the Grand Trunk. It's actually a mountain, but in that mountain is an actual railroad. It's not active anymore on the inside, but the outside lines are still being used. And it's probably near to impossible to get in there. But if there's a way, we will find it. You know?
Yeah.
That's like my backyard, Mama. There's railroad track bed that runs for half a mile down the property. Now the tracks were taken up and used to recycle for the war efforts during World War II. They recycled the iron from the actual rails.
I bet you if you follow those tracks, Ghost, you will find a cave somewhere where that track goes right into it.
Oh,
Guarantee.
Yeah. In fact, I did a video. It's called the Trough Run Train Tunnel. It's the closest one to me. It goes right through the hillside. And I did it. I got a video up.
Every town and city has schematics. They have a blueprint of the whole entire area. And if you have a way of accessing those blueprints, you can find lots of little goodies. I found out.
It's the old B&O line. That's what it is. It's Baltimore and Ohio Railroad line.
That's history. That's history. That's mega history, actually.
And what it is, it comes through my backyard and heads out through Denison. Now, Denison was one of the recruitment places for troops, not only for the Civil War, but for World War II. So there was hundreds of people that traveled, or probably millions of people that traveled off to the war via these railroad lines.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then during World War II, they shut down this spur, and they took up the rails and recycled them for metal during the war effort.
Well, the whole idea of them putting a lot of the tracks and stuff underground was so that they could move stuff underground if there was a war above, because back then they never knew that the United States wasn't going to be like these third world countries where you just one day wake up and you're being bombed, you know?
Yeah.
And so they were into bomb shelters and underground railroads and underground all kinds of stuff. I mean, I had imagined right across the United States that underneath us is more than what we could even imagine.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
there's all kinds of rumors that FEMA has been putting an underground railroad in from like Walmart to Walmart. You know, if you believe all the conspiracy theorists and things like that, that there's actually underground highway that spans the United States. And they're connected via the Walmarts because of FEMA partnering with Walmart.
Yep.
Well, you can take a look here. Just do this the next time you go to Walmart. Okay. Circle around the building. Just go around the building. All right. And look for this. Behind that Walmart is a bunch of land. Wooded area. Okay. Wooded land. And check, don't believe me, go check this out for yourself. Check out the Walmarts. Check where they're located. And see that right behind it is always a big, huge end of land with trees and all kinds of stuff. You can't even see through it. Walmart is what
there's a cistern or a watershed of some type around there too, that like a pond or something like that.
And this is for fact. I can tell you this for fact. Walmart, the Walmart in your cities, they can light up an entire city if the electric were to go out. Their transformer will light up the city, without a doubt. They are emergency command shelters. Okay?
Yeah.
Every Walmart in the United States is an emergency command center. Whether you know that or not, in the time of emergency, they pull back all the stuff that's in Walmart. It goes right up against the walls. That becomes a big, huge area. They set up little cubicles. How do I know that? When we had our tornadoes in 2011, we were knocked out of power. Our entire city, okay, was just devastated. During that time, I lived in a house right inside of, well, it wasn't inside, it was on the skirt of the outside of the parking lot of Walmart. My house was there. The Walmart came after my house did, you know. Wasn't like we planned on living in the Walmart parking lot. But
yeah.
But we lost electricity and power for 10 days. Now, everybody in the neighborhood had no electricity. The people that did have electricity after the first 2 days, 3 days, yeah, were us. Because
what's up, guys? I couldn't get into the stream, so what's up?
What's up, Lou? I sent you an invite, but I don't know why. Hang on, just supposed to be stubborn tonight.
We tried it. For some reason, like the only thing that works for me is when I get the link, the regular link, and every time I go into Hangouts.
Yeah, that's how I always did it too, and I wasn't being able to go in either. It gave me a real hard time.
Well, every time I go into Hangouts, it says waiting to connect. So
yeah,
it
never
works.
So anyway, what I was saying was there were neighborhoods. I mean, throughout the whole city.
You were right next to me.
That shut up and go away, please.
Mama will lay at the smackdown.
She's gonna lay the smackdown on you, Lou.
Places had no electricity whatsoever. And here we were sitting in the middle of nowhere.
Liar.
We had electricity.
Liar.
Why am I a liar?
Because you just lied.
I did not.
Lies. You dwell on a throne of lies.
I'll go away. He had me going for a minute. But anyway, we had electricity and they didn't.
John
and the reason we did, good night, John. The reason we did was because we were right in the parking lot when they turned on their emergency generators.
Lies.
They turned on our power. Those
really?
Those big, huge poles that you see in the parking lot with the big yellow things on the bottom. That yellow thing opens.
Pinocchio's nose when it grows?
Louis, keep it up, and I'm going to smash you with something.
Lou, don't feel bad. I was supposed to have my mother on here last week, but I ended up canceling the show last week. So I've got to get my mother on here like next week. So yeah,
there you go.
I know what you're going through, brother. You'll be able to watch me get smacked around by my mother next week.
Yep.
So anyway, as far as that, I know they're command centers. I don't know if they're all this other stuff like people think they are. But Walmart is set up for emergencies.
Oh, Walmarts are built as prisons.
And they are actually.
If you look at the gardening department, how big their fences are.
Oh, I know.
It's set up just like if it was a prison. You would have your different security points to get in the building. And if you ever look at them, they're made out of cinder block. It's basically a fortress. Another thing, the little scanner thing that they use their prices for.
Yeah,
that's actually the same exact system that the military uses to order their weapons. And using the Walmart scanner, you could actually order
a tank.
You can order a tank because it's the same system.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
That's insane, man.
Yeah, it is. But you ever think of it this way? Walmart is owned by Uncle Sam's Club.
Uncle Sam?
It's Sam's Club.
Uncle Sam.
Yeah, Sam Walton.
Yeah.
Yep, Sam Walton.
But I mean, anytime you go to like Walmart, Sam's Club is in the same plaza.
Yeah.
And usually they will try to put either Lowe's, Menards, or Home Depot in the same plaza too, in case of, you know, whatever they might need. You know what I mean?
Wooden hammers. Freaking A.
Oh, they closed down the Walmart. I believe it was
years ago, they made secret bases in secret areas where if something went wrong, people would be stashed in this place and that place and all that. Well, this world has gotten so big, they don't have those no more. I mean, they probably still do, but they need more room than that.
Right.
And my thought is if anything ever broke out in the United States, Walmart would be our prisons.
Literally, they closed down a Walmart over next to Cincinnati, and they literally put up a fence all the way around the perimeter. They closed everything down in the plaza where the Walmart was, the Sam's Club, all the little shops, and they surrounded it by 9-foot high fence topped with razor wire, and they have military vehicles sitting in the parking lots.
Mm-hmm.
There's actually videos on YouTube where you can look it up. You can see somebody flew a drone near it and got the footage. There's razor wire on the top of the buildings. There's razor wire on the fences and military vehicles in the parking lot.
Shit.
Has anybody ever been up on top of the Walmart roof?
Never.
I know where there's a couple of Walmarts near me where you can, like, because our elevations, our hills are up and down and up and down. There's one over in Low Washington where you come out the road and you're looking at the roof of Walmart.
Try to run a drone over the top of a Walmart. See what happens. Bet you get arrested.
I wish I had a drone. I'd do it.
I bet you get arrested if you do it. Because those
roofs are so close to the highway, I don't think you'd be allowed. I'm sure that's why they did it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they have. And if you look at their land, and that's why they become so much part of the conspiracy theorists, is because of all these little things. But inside a conspiracy is always some truthful facts.
Oh, yeah.
You know? So, I mean, it's like you would say, they did establish these places so that they would have a place if war broke out in the country where they could still stick. Or just think of it this way, how many immigrants we got coming into this country right now? If they were to pull martial law, where do you think they would stash those people?
Exactly, at a Walmart.
Exactly. Because all they got to do is open it up, stick little cots on the floor, and they can pack in thousands, you know?
Yeah.
And so you got to think that, you know, this is not a foolish country by any means. People might think we are, but when it comes to, you know, the United States doesn't have their military running through the streets like a lot of these countries do, but I'll guarantee you they do have them running through the streets. We're just not aware of them.
Lavender Sunday Chat says, I worked for the prison for 25 years, and Walmart just does not have the facilities, aka bathroom, restroom capacity, to house a large number of individuals. However,
I can almost imagine
if they actually do have an infrastructure underneath the building, there may be more facilities, you know, underground that you might not know about.
And not only that, if you take a look at the bathrooms that they do have in Walmart, do you ever take a look at those new bathrooms they're putting in?
Yep.
They're huge.
Yeah.
They're huge. And there's what, 40, 50 stalls in them?
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're doing these things for a reason. What are the reasons? Not 50.
Have that, but they got a
When
large.
you go to Walmart, you never see 50 people in the bathroom at once. So unless there's a kidney breakout somewhere in the middle of Walmart, how many people are actually going to go to the bathroom at one time where they would have so many of these stalls?
Exactly.
Different little things like that. You stop and think about them and you say, why in the hell do they have 35 bathrooms in this room? I only see 1 or 2 people linger into the bathrooms at Walmart. You know, you stop and think about all the other places too. There's other places, not just Walmart.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, they've got Massachusetts. Massachusetts has underground bunkers everywhere. All right. If you go looking for them, look for the military. Try Westover Air Force Base. Yeah. Behind those walls, and that's the base that I was stationed at. So I can tell you that they have these big, huge underground tunnels that hold military equipment, weapons, whatever. You know, they're not going to just leave them out in the middle of the base where somebody can just come drop a bomb and say goodbye, because they learned that lesson from Hawaii. So exactly. they're not going to repeat that.
Lavender says, my grandfather is the county engineer for Walmart. It doesn't have an underground area because their water table prevents them from having basements. Right. However, like now, if they have an infrastructure going underground across the U.S., they aren't going to connect every single Walmart. There's going to be Walmarts out there that ain't a part of it.
Right.
Yeah.
And they can be utilized as a FEMA camp, but they're not going to be like in the main line. I bet if you take all the ones that are being retrofitted and with a 50 bathrooms,
when they make a camp, you know what they're going to do? They're not going to go take you, put you in a Walmart. They're going to make a camp. They'll take a whole freaking city and put a fence around it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and that's going to be their camp. There is, I mean, for anybody that's been in the military knows, and you've been to another country where they've done this, you see these big, giant, fence caged areas, and it's city inside, and the people are in it, but they can't go nowhere.
Yeah.
You know, and so you got to think that how big the United States is huge. So if they were to try to contain people, first of all, they'd have to deal with a civil war because the people here would rise up like maniacs.
Exactly.
And one of the reasons Japan never attacked the United States was because they believed that behind every single door there was a gun waiting for them. And they just figured they could never beat that. All right. And what's so different about the United States today? How many of us have guns? You think
I don't know what they're talking about.
You think we're just going to stand still while our country's being infiltrated and we're being stuck in cages? I don't think so. They better have one hell of a weapon to stop us all at the same time. And they do.
Right. DC says Denver Airport is a scarier place. Denver Airport is one of those places where they have said that there is an underground city, an underground infrastructure that actually goes down like 90 stories, but it's kept secretive. There's a heightened
lot of that in the whole. I bet you if somebody did research on that, they'd find millions of those all over the country, and for all different kinds. You had people in the 50s and 60s that were actually paranoid, and they were afraid that the country was going to be bombed and that there would be radiation here and that everybody would die. So what did they all do? They all went out and they dug these, what were they, 40 by 40 boxes in the ground, so that they could put their family in stash. And there were nuts out there that actually made underground homes.
Oh, yeah.
There's all kinds of that in the United States. It's just looking for it, you know.
I've seen a few of them videos on YouTube where the guy discovered a sinkhole in his backyard, and he dug down a little bit, and here it was a bomb shelter that was fully stocked, but it was, you know,
JoJo and Brian.
They're there. JoJo's
Okay.
waving at you.
Just haven't heard them. We've been doing all the talking.
Well, I think because everybody's already talking, right? We don't want to interrupt.
Well,
and my phone technically died, so I haven't really been listening. I've been watching Alice in Wonderland.
Boring, are we, JoJo?
No, my phone died.
Oh, shit.
And Brian was on the computer, and now he's upstairs. So
Aniki says, "Do-dee-do. I can't talk about the airport. Do-dee-do. Do-dee-do.
Airport scared the hell out of me.
I don't mind them.
Look at the, you know, I've been reading again about this stupid, well, it's not stupid, that plane that disappeared from Malaysia.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how, I think people are gullible. Because I can't understand how you would think a big old jet would disappear with no one knowing nothing.
Yeah, I find that hard to.
If I mean, and you're talking about a 747. This thing flies at over 600 miles.
77, 200. That's a big ass fucking plane, man. Excuse my language. I'm sorry about that, but that is one huge plane.
But it's traveling at over 600 miles an hour. So you think, you know, if it takes a nosedive into the ocean at 600 miles an hour, either it's going to disintegrate on impact, because, I mean, you know, hitting water at over 60 miles an hour is going to feel like hitting pavement.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it would have left debris. It would have left an explosion like nothing. There would have been seismic energy sounds underground from that. That wouldn't have just been your common everyday. You think about, okay, look at the plane that hit the World Trade Center.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, look at the impact. All right, and look at the explosion. Now, I don't know if I believe all of that, but if you think about that plane was overfilled with fuel. They made sure that that pilot, before he took off, that plane, they said, was full of fuel, which means it would have traveled for what, 12 hours straight?
At least.
Okay, well, you got to figure it's a big tank. That's a Rolls underneath the hood. You're talking about mega fuel that plane was carrying. So if it hit the ground or the water at that speed, there would be such an explosion that someone somewhere would have seen that shit. You would have seen it in a satellite. You would have seen it in people standing on the damn shores. You know what I mean? It's not it'd be like an atomic bomb going on. It's a big, or like, you ever hear that stealth thing they got, that pool that they could, tungsten pool they can send from space right to the ground, and it's just like it's like a nuclear explosion. Okay, what do you think? How many tons of jet fuel were hitting at a smash rate? Boom! You're going to get some kind of repercussion. You might not have no bodies or any pieces left, but there is going to be some noise.
Yeah, but how far out was it? You know what I mean? If it's far enough out,
it's then... That is such a skeptic kind of story, for the simple reason it's meant to draw conspiracy, because they're hiding the truth. Okay, so they want you to feed on conspiracy. They want you to say, this is what happened, or no, this is what happened. Oh, this is what happened. But if anybody did any of the reading, there's a lot of interesting facts, like the fact that 20 engineers are all traveling together to China with some software that controls a plane from the ground. Huh? You know, if you do any of I'm one of those people that likes to investigate things. That's why Lou has me check the places that he's going to, and I look for the history and blah, 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 blah. Because I love to do that stuff. And when you start reading little reports that have gone out that were official reports, and they redacted so much of the report, why would they do that? If they're not hiding anything, why would it be redacted? Makes no sense to me. So to me, half of 3/4 of the news we're getting is bullshit. Somebody out there knows where that plane is. That plane, I think, was remotely flown to a destination. And I still think that those people that were on that plane are prisoners. I don't believe all this shit because something does. Believe me, the fish would have been full over there. 239 bodies. And not one of them, nowhere, not an eyeball, not a piece of nose, nothing. And they found parts on the land. Okay. You know, it makes no sense.
I mean, that's just like going back to the whole Walmart thing. And I know that there's skeptics that, okay, how can they build an underground city under a Walmart that's operational, people are going into? Okay, but here's the thing. Back in the 60s, they did the exact same thing with the Greenbrier. And the Greenbrier was a huge hotel down in the lower part of West Virginia, where the U.S. military actually went in there and put a underground city under this location as a presidential bunker in case of nuclear attack. Now, obviously, it's been decommissioned now, and you see it on the Travel Channel where they're touring it, and they walk you through where the showers were for nuclear, to scrub you down if you were exposed, and then this place here was for the president to make an address from. They had their own television studio in the place. They had their own kitchens. They had a whole infrastructure underground that was built while the resort was in operation. So it's not like it's not possible that they can do it. We know they can do it. They've done it before.
How much you want to bet that all of Washington there's a city underground there?
Oh, most of Washington is there's a city there for the Smithsonian.
There's bunkers for the Senate. There's bunkers for the House. There's bunkers for the president. There's all kinds of shit in Washington, and I'll bet you, if you can find a way in, there's probably a whole nice old city down there, because they would have to run the government from somewhere. It is all. You could get stuck on conspiracy stuff on like a million different things. So, how do we put ghosts in Walmart? Keep an eye on things.
So yeah, I can't really join in on that conversation. I'm not from the States, so I don't know a lot of like. I've heard. Oh, I'm in Canada.
Oh, well, that's not that's where my family came from.
Oh, nice. What part?
My great Pepe was from a place called Rogersville.
Okay.
And my meme was from Memron Cook or something like that. And it's up in Nova Scotia. Nova Scotia, I think, maybe.
Okay, yeah. So the East Coast.
Yeah. And then some of them were in New Brunswick.
Okay, yeah. I'm in Ontario, so I'm like central.
Right. up there where the Indians used to be.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly where I am. Like, we learned some of the history, and like I've heard about the underground cities and that, but we don't get too in depth. You know what I mean? Like, we learn about the wars and that.
I bet you that there's tunnels going from Canada to the United States somehow.
Oh, there is. We were talking about before the Underground Railroad for the slaves. It comes up into Canada.
That's cool.
Yeah.
We're rich with history, this country.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's a good thing. And it's also a great thing to be investigating.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I love history. Like, I love learning about, like, not just Canadian history, but, like, all history.
Yeah.
All that stuff is,
you know,
it's
where
addictive.
would be a great place to go and do EVPs?
No.
Arlington Cemetery.
Where?
Arlington Cemetery.
Oh, nice. I haven't been, so.
Wouldn't that be cool, right? Go sit on John Kennedy's grave and do EVPs. That'd be ballsy.
There's something inside of a mountain. I think she's talking about in Colorado, but well, that's just something inside of a mountain. Area 51. They discredited Area 51 clear up into the 94.
Yeah.
And then what's the name? Al Snowden or Snow?
Yeah, you're talking about
leaked all that information about the UFO crash at Roswell and how they had alien bodies in there and blah blah blah. And now it's a military installation that is on the books technically now, but back in the 90s it didn't exist.
Right.
There is actually about 3 military constellations built inside of mountains that are technically still don't exist. So
E.T. is really Lou Rock's brother. I'm just not telling anybody.
But yeah, there's, I mean, all over the deserts and stuff out there. Estes Park, Colorado. Yes, Estes Park, Colorado.
It's like, I mean, you know, we don't know what's truth and what's lies. And so, good God, there could be so much of so many things that we're missing, you know? It's just like not fair.
But I mean,
Estes Park is where the Stanley Hotel is.
Right.
So, I mean, for there to be like military constellations inside the mountains out there, and then you have The Shining sitting right in the middle of it. I mean,
kind of freaky, right?
Yeah.
Definitely. But it just goes, do you ever think, this is another thing I kind of think about. I was thinking this the other day. I was like, you know, what if the joke was on us and that this was just like you know, we're all here and we're an experiment and they're just like a video game running us around with all this crazy shit, you know?
Well, it's just like in Vegas. You go out to the Vegas airport, and there's a terminal there that sends Jan flights out to Area 51. These are the people that work at Area 51. They go out there and they catch a plane from Las Vegas out to Area 51. And they fly them back, and then they go home for the day. But it's an unmarked airline with usually no tail numbers on it. It's just got a red stripe as markings. And, I mean, they fly people out.
Yeah. That's crazy, really.
You know,
you know, we'll probably not be around when all those secrets are really exposed. But there was a thing that I can remember as a child, and I don't know if I'm right or wrong about this. Maybe somebody else knows something about it. But one of the presidents that we had was going, I believe it was Kennedy, was going to expose some shit. And that's the reason he ended up dead. And I thought that what we were told was that he was definitely going to expose the fact that Roswell did exist and that there were UFOs and stuff like this. And I thought that that might have something to do with his assassination. But it's just, like I said, another one of those theories of someone. Nobody really even knows the truth.
Well, did you know that before he was president, George W. Sr.
was
actually in charge of, like,
yes,
you know, the actual sites where like the alien autopsies and that were supposedly done at? He was like one of the head guys in the military who would have had access to that information.
Yep.
Love you, Aniki. Thanks for posting links, hon.
And when you think about it, and then think about all the paranormal stuff that we're into, right? All of that really fits together in thought. Because you think about it, you hear stories about tall lights, aliens, this, that, the other thing, spirits, good spirits, bad spirits. You know, I mean, where does all this come from? One hell of an imagination, and everybody's got the same idea.
Mm-hmm.
Idea.
Hold on. Good night, Aniki.
Night, Aniki. I can't see anybody.
Thank you.
I'm sorry for not even saying hello to anybody, but I don't have no chat on this stupid phone.
Aniki's been out there giving James Sharpshooter, the man fam, a run for his money all evening. She has been the mod god of the stream. She took his title away from him.
Nobody's taken my sharpshooter's name away from him. He's my mod god.
That's what Lady Swan calls him too, mod god.
He's so on top of everything, you know. We were trying to figure out something that we could do for him, you know, because he's in every live. He does watch over all of us. He's one hell of a mod. I mean, it's unbelievable. And if he's listening, thank you, James. We really do appreciate you.
Yes, for sure.
Say, yeah. LOL, Ghost Mafia.
I hope, you know, if we could see his face, he'd probably be burnt red. You know how people, when they're talking about you and admiring you, kind of blush and stuff, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that's what I would be doing.
Lavender says, has anyone ghost hunted in Tyler, Texas? Can't say that I have. I'm in the Northeast.
Yeah, I'm too far up to get there yet.
None of us are in Texas yet, but Lou is going to go that way.
I may be heading down that way at some point. My daughter lives in, and I always mess up the name. I always say it like, what is it? Waxahachie.
Oh, wow. I love that.
Wow, why did your camera get so blurry, Ghost?
I don't know. But it came back. Maybe somebody's messing with it. I don't know. Boomer has like, he's just been pulling shit out of his magic hat tonight. Like, he drew a map of the property that was pretty accurate. Not spot on, but really fucking close. And some messages which kind of pertain to some of the stuff here on the property that's about to be going on when they break ground with the pipeline coming through. And names and whatnot. He's been on it tonight. Like, literally, he's on the phone with Lady Swan for like the last hour and picked up on a bunch of other stuff. So
yeah, I gotta talk to him and talk to you too, because I think that old lady was connected with that old man. That's why I asked if his wife was passed also.
Yeah, his wife passed before he did.
Yeah, so you need to find me a picture of that lady.
Wow. Where's the remote that should be right there, and there's also the should be on the stand,
because that was just way too freaky. And I saw her last night again.
Who's this?
Boomer was in the chat earlier and he said a name and he's like, does anybody know who William Barnes is?
Prior to that, he had messaged me first and he's like, is this yours? And I'm like, no, that's not mine. Because one of the names that he did mention was mine, and then the other one was the one for you.
He says, does anybody know who William Barnes is? I said, yeah, that's the old guy that sold this property. Well, he used to own this property. He died, and then it sat empty for 3 years, and it was sold as an estate.
Wow.
In which, when we moved in, all his belongings, like couches, coffee tables, end tables, boudoirs, everything was still in the houses. Like, we ended up throwing away a lot of stuff and burning a lot of furniture and stuff that was in here. And like, they actually have some of the furniture we still use, coffee tables, things like that.
Right.
You know what though? it would make sense why he's coming around. Do you remember the other night, before all the stuff, when you joked around and told it to go to the damn neighbor's house, and then shit started happening in our house?
Well, the neighbor's house was his actual house. This house was a secondary house on the property that he let his grandson move into for a while. The grandson started throwing parties in here, and he actually threw them out. And this house sat abandoned for like 7 years. When I moved into this house, we had to go through, because it was never winterized. Every pipe in the house was busted. The front basement wall was falling in. This place was like on its way to collapsing. And we've put so much work into this house that we're in. You know, we had to dig out the whole front of the house, rip out that basement wall that was falling in, put a new basement front wall because the hillside subsidence had pushed the front wall in the basement. Okay, so we fixed that. We updated the electric. We've put new doors on the front of the house, updated the electric, ceiling fans in every room, and on and on and on. It's been a progressive, like, took 8 years to get it to where it is now. And now it's just to the point where we need to take down all the paneling, put up new drywall, get rid of that old horsehair plaster, and, you know, start the actual renovations.
These are really long.
About a week ago.
Yeah, but my point is that all that started in your place, and you said they're getting ready to do what they're doing to the land, okay?
Pipeline.
Even though he didn't live in that house, it was still his property.
Right.
Then you get Boomer saying that, and just before that, that old lady that I had an encounter with the other day, and I saw her again last night.
See, there's a little bit more to the story with the old man, but I'm waiting to see if anybody comes up with that information before I say anything about it.
Mm-hmm. I do hate to cut this short, but we're going to have to get going to bed soon because we have to get up early. So we may have to call it a night since it's almost 1.
I do want to get Mama and Lou Rock up on panel again.
Of course.
Of course. Kind of let Mama down by not getting her up in here sooner and being involved with the show itself.
Not
the
at
show
all.
ended a little while ago, and we just kind of been bullshitting. But I can talk about conspiracy theories all night.
Yeah, that stuff is kind of cool.
Anytime you guys want me, you guys got me. It's just I couldn't get in there tonight.
Did you try the link that I sent you too?
No, I didn't.
Check your Facebook because I sent you a link in there too that probably would have taken you in.
All right. Well, I'm gonna lay down now, so I'll do it next time.
Okay. But Brian's having stomach pains. I think he's pregnant and about ready to go into labor. So, Boomer,
funny.
we've been live for over 3 hours. You could have come in at any time, and you're like, I come in, you go, you leave. Go figure.
You've been on the phone.
See? Well, then you can't complain, Boomer. Okay. Thanks to everyone in the chat. Thank you, Mama Rock, for being on, and Lou for being in the background. And thank you to Southland Paranormal as well, who was on. And obviously, thank you to Ghost. If you guys want to stay on, like always, you can do the after panel. But for now, I think we're just going to sign off. And we will catch everyone later.
I see Lou.
I know it's a love day.
I don't know why my gut's like hard as a.
All right, guys. We will catch you guys on the next one.